Oh yeah. It's about to tap my fucking rogue. I was like, oh, don't do it. Don't do it. What's up, everybody? Hey, howdy, partners. Welcome to the Pink Trip Show, Sunday night edition. And yeah, it's nothing's gotten better. Everything's still shit. Everything's still terrible. Trump is still doing that thing where he's referring to the Epstein thing as a hoax. So somehow he hasn't gotten the damn memo yet. Somehow he thinks this is still the way to go. It's a hoax. It's a left-wing hoax. Where are his advisors, man? He needs to just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. How hard is that, dude? How hard is that? Just, oh, we're working on it. Is it that difficult? Because every time you start saying it's a hoax, it looks like you might have, did some things to some underage individuals, to put it nicely. Come on, man. Somebody in his inner orbit, tell him to shut the fuck up. Real simple. Just like, hey, Trump, well, we love you. You're doing such a great job. But, on the Epstein thing, maybe you could just shut the fuck up. Maybe. And, assign people to actually investigate it, which will never happen. By the way, we're never getting the Epstein files. I don't know if you guys can read the writing on the wall at this point. We're never getting the Epstein files. It's never going to happen. Maybe we'll get the unredacted fucking transcripts from the grand jury testimony. It's probably going to be it'd be great. Give us something. But it's probably going to be a big fucking nothing burger. I'm not even going to read this tweet. It's the same cope. Oh, his poll numbers are up. Yeah, okay. His poll numbers are up. Yeah. Wow. So his poll numbers are up, supposedly. Now we trust polls, right? With the Republicans. But it's crashing with the independents. And the key to these type of movements, actually winning, is you have to actually bring the independents over to your side. So you're literally crashing your coalition for any future Republicans. And you're destroying, the image of MAGA to where it's not going to be the same running on MAGA after this shit. It's not going to be the same. You had the perfect opportunity to go in there and prove all the doubters wrong, all the haters wrong, and be like, here's the Epstein files right away. No, didn't do that. Oh, we're going to actually cut taxes. We're going to actually fucking have transparency. We're going to actually cut spending. We're going to actually work on the debt. No, none of that. You're just it's business as usual, except a little bit of a better border policy. Okay. So yeah, we're not getting the Epstein files, boys. It's never going to happen. Instead, he's baiting everybody into the possibility that, oh my God, Obama might be arrested. Oh my God, we're going after Obama, guys. Look, it's nice that the DNI is actually putting everything out there about what they did to Trump in his first administration. Obama's never going to get arrested. Not going to happen. I think because he's president, he has immunity, same reason you can't really go after Trump. But yeah, he posted this, and yeah, I'm going to mute it so we don't have to hear the very, very, I don't want to say gay, because it's not gay, and there's nothing wrong with being gay, but it's kind of a gay anthem, the fucking YMCA. So we're going to mute that. I don't want to hear that shit. But yeah, he did an AI video. They come in. It is a funny video, to be honest. It's AI, by the way. YouTube, this is not a real video. YouTube, this is AI. Settle down. So I got to, just a little disclosure. This is not real, guys. This is not real, in case you don't know. In case you're that stupid, you don't know. But yeah. So that's the big plan, to get everybody to stop talking about the Epstein files. Give them a little teaser of hey, we might be arresting Obama. Oh shit. It's never going to happen. I'd like to see it happen. I'd like to see George Bush, George W., Dick Cheney. I'd like to see a lot of politicians arrested. But I'd also like to see the Epstein files. I'd also like to see that as well. So that's not going away. It is real. It's real. I'll be back. Yeah, it's real, guys. No, maybe there are people that are dumb enough to fall for this shit, but it's ridiculous. The fear mongering over AI right now. It's crazy. I guess, I don't really remember the fear mongering being this bad around Photoshop, because you remember there was a point where all of a sudden Photoshop came out and anybody can create a fucking photo and make it look real and believable. And there was like a lot of like people that were fear-mongering around that. But what happened? Oh, people just realized you can't trust photos. And then people got, better at recognizing Photoshop and yada, yada, yada. Same thing's going to happen with AI. We're going to evolve with it. We're going to learn to figure it out. We're going to become smarter, less gullible. Hopefully. Let's see, my favorite of all time. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing in the chat? P-Money, CWG, Ricky Bobby, all the regulars, Andrew Johnson. What's up, everybody? Doc Jeffrey, Danny Mystery Zone. How you doing? You guys got to go check Danny's videos out. I checked out her channel. She does these like horror documentary things, but with like ASMR. It's pretty interesting. But go check out Danny's channel out if you like dark mystery stuff. Anyway, let's see what our boy Alex has to say. We can't do an episode without checking in on Alex to see what he says about all this. I watched about 41 seconds of it, so this is going to be fresh for me. I don't know what he's going to say. But we got this. We got a few other clips to do with the Epstein stuff. We got Tulsi Gabbard stuff with the fucking Russian narrative. And then we got the PBD podcast, where that Adam seems like he's not going to be around much longer. They do not seem to like Adam. At this point, I'm starting to feel bad for Adam. I mean, his takes are dumb, so I get that. But I feel like there's some sort of rift developing here with the PBD podcast. Like, I don't think they like each other anymore. We're going to do that in the second half. But let's see what Alex has to say.
We see Trump more and more under Israel's control.
And smash the thumbs up, boys. Thank you.
Sliding on things. And so it's good that we're not in a cult and we're holding his feet to the fire. The media says I said Trump's a cult. No, I said some Trump supporters want us to behave like it's a cult. And Trump's acting like it should be a cult in some of these statements about you just need to shut up and do what I say or you're an idiot. Well, no, thank you. So more than my even concern about him being tied to Epstein, anything criminal, I don't think that's the case, is I know he's treating us like a street hooker and the pimps slapping us around and putting cigarettes on her.
Adam from PBD used to be the one that had like a little bit of TDS, right? Like he was the one that was always kind of like liberal leaning. I kind of remember that, but it's been a while.
You don't even deserve to be part
They're
of
really sick of Adam, dude. They're really sick of him.
Question this. There's nothing ever happened.
Has it always been the case, Gilo? I don't know. We're going to watch the from a couple days ago, a clip of them, and it seems worse than ever. But yeah, I don't pay that close of attention, so maybe you're right. Maybe they've always hated Adam. It's possible.
Go away. I'm doing this great job. It's all been spiked by the Democrats, which they did control the file. But explain that. Don't slap us around because we have morals and we're not in a cult. So I'm extremely concerned about Trump.
Me too.
I am concerned about his health. I am concerned about the stress at 79. I wasn't previously.
I'm concerned about maybe he actually F'd some kids. I'm concerned about that, right? Because it's starting to look that way. But then imagine even if he didn't. Imagine if he didn't. And they still behave this way around the files. Like, it's some of the dumbest fucking decision making I've ever seen. Like, build everybody up. The files are on my desk, guys. Oh, there's so much nasty stuff in there. We're going to get it all out. We're going to. And then the next day, oh, stop asking about the Epstein files, idiots. It's a hoax. It's a hoax, idiots. What kind of moronic campaign is that, dude? Like, it's almost like somebody in the Trump campaign is sabotaging it to make Trump look like a PDF file. You could not have done a worse job in the history of jobs than this.
And that is a real issue, the way he's behaving. The issue is the behavior.
It's always a rave with Alex.
Important for people to realize my philosophy.
Happy birthday, whoever's birthday it is.
And
whose birthday is it? I didn't see. It's John's birthday. Happy birthday, John.
Until the last 10 years.
Guys, I'm not going to mention any name. Everybody gets pissed off. It's like 1 minute out of the whole show, I talk about John, and then I read comments like, every time I come on, he's talking about John. Fuck, I'm sorry. Man, that last Friday night chat, you guys were pretty fucking wild in the chat, man. Try to be nice if you can. You know? Just try. Just try.
But you'll notice a lot of you have been watching for over 30 years.
I know it's hard for some of you.
It's been the same philosophy. You're like, what does that mean? I innately have been what I've been. Integrity, focus, clarity, wanting to understand the truth, wanting to get it out.
Are they trolling him again? This is the problem, Ricky Bobby. They troll him too much, and then he gets upset. And it's like, oh, yeah, it's like, what do you think's going to happen? They just keep trolling. John, if it's not your birthday, it's okay, John. They're just teasing you, man. All right, I got to stop talking about John. Everybody gets upset. Guys, for the last time, it's not my birthday, guys. John, you see how that's like a playful tease? They know it's not your birthday, but they're saying it's your birthday. It's called teasing, John. Shout out to John. How's everybody doing in the chat? Hope everybody's doing good. Let's move on.
It's just innate. You don't have courage, you are courage. You don't have integrity, you are integrity. And I see other talk show hosts, influencers, I hate that name, who are always like, what's the angle? Why is he saying that? Or why is this person saying that? Who's paying him? What's the angle? I don't want to call it lazy.
Oh, that's not I'm believing the clone conspiracy right now. Are you sure this is the same fucking person? No. Who's the comedian that died 20 years ago? God dang it, I always forget his name. But damn, Alex is definitely morphed, man. I'm not saying he's a clone. I don't think he's a clone. But I can believe the conspiracies at this point.
But
you can look at me from 20 years ago. I don't look that much different. Some people really, really change. He really looked different. It's like Joe Rogan. Rogan's one of the ones that's like, fuck, look at young Rogan compared to now. I think with Rogan, it was a lot of the TRT. That TRT completely changed his whole physiology.
It is lazy.
Bill Hicks.
It's beyond lazy in a good way. It is so good to just analyze
stuff. Your body on Rogan?
And do deep research. And then just say exactly what you think with no filter. And then when you do it with no filter for so long, because, I would still before think, hey, should I say this? I've gotten to the point where I don't even do that in the last decade.
Yeah, just say it. Just say it. Just do it.
That's why this broadcast is so popular, is people innately can do their own research, but also spiritually, people know someone that's being genuine.
Holy shit, he's stealing my talking points again. This was a big point I made on Friday. Like, these people like fucking too lazy to try, sit back and hide behind editing and don't have any opinions on anything. They just attack everybody. They're not genuine. And then they go after the people that are genuine, when those genuine people happen to be wrong or make a mistake. You're stealing my... Dude, I'm literally going to sue. I need is there any lawyers in the chat can help me to sue Alex Jones for stealing all of my talking points?
Feel it. And that's why they hate this.
He's going to accuse me of stealing his talking points.
The byproduct of how accurate it is, the most accurate. So when I get up here and get really pissed at Trump, and then I'm not as mad, and then I understand what's going on, and jury's out, I am telling you exactly what I'm thinking. I'm a very decisive person when I've done big research and know a subject. But when things are fast moving and unfolding, I'm like, this looks really bad. It is really bad. I was right up front to say it was bad, to say it was Trump, not Bondi. It was Trump. I got attacked for that. I don't care about being attacked. In fact, I've learned, since I did get a philosophy, I kind of analyzed what I was doing, my natural philosophy. And then as I got older, I kind of understood how my brain worked. So...
As he completely... I love his pauses. This is one of my favorite things about Alex, when he just pauses. It doesn't say anything for a few... It's good broadcasting. It's better to pause than to be like, oh. I love Alex.
I don't sit here and think.
No, you don't, John. You don't need to stop Alex Jones, John. You don't need to stop anybody, John. All you got to do is just run for president and win, okay? But Alex is our friend, John, okay?
Is this good for me or bad?
Alex is a good guy, John. You don't have to stop him.
I think, is this the truth? And then whatever the truth is, you can intellectually sit back and say, well, that's always good for humanity. And you can argue why Trump's suppressing the Epstein file. Is it because they stuck a bunch of fake stuff in there? I said that 14 days ago when this broke, and it turned out that's why. Overwhelmingly, that's where the evidence is. Not 100%, but close. I said, is it because it'll bring down all these famous, powerful people and all these corporate leaders in the stock market? Has he made a deal with the bad guys to roll over? Is he using the blackmail file? People go, oh, my God, you're saying Trump's... I up front said, what could be the worst stuff? I said, I don't think it's that, but that's what it could be. Remember, I'm the guy attacking Trump first 2 weeks ago.
Is that really the best case scenario? When I think about it, like, of all the reasons why they would have done this 180 and it started attacking his own fucking supporters for wanting transparency with the Epstein files, it's because maybe, again, this is cope. But if this happened to be true, this would be a decent scenario. He's going to take over the blackmail and use that to fucking get control of the government, because now he's the big dog that's got the blackmail. I still think it's too much cope. I think it's too much cope. I hope he didn't F any kids. I still think maybe he didn't F any kids. It's possible. But then, like, why would you behave this way if you were innocent of shit? I don't know. Any way you look at it, it's a total fucking disaster.
And being, oh my God, he's on the deep state payroll. He's the devil. And they took clips out.
Could be it. If people, as somebody said, the only conclusion is protecting Israel. I mean, it very could be if it turns out Israel was, Epstein was an asset of Israeli intelligence. But I tend to think he was also, I mean, he was probably working for the CIA too. I don't think it was just Israel he was working for. You know, I think definitely the CIA has their hand in the shit Epstein was up to as well.
Out of context.
And I do believe the CIA is, people think Mossad is like the one running everything. No, it's the fucking CIA. And the Mossad is like little baby CIA trying to be what the CIA is.
When I explained all my thinking there, I said, this could be the different things it is. I don't know yet. And then I talked to people close to Trump, very close, and they said he blows up. He won't talk about it. He says they put a bunch of BS in there. I made other calls, found out what some of the stuff that was spiked in there, what Comey's daughter had done. We said, why is she still there? She got fired a week later.
So that's a new cope. I haven't really followed this closely, but I read something about it. Like Comey's daughter basically fucking planted all these like little, I don't know, little things about Trump in the files. And that's why they fired her. And it's like, why don't you just give us transparency? Just give us the files and then you can give context, right? People will recognize it if all of a sudden you're just like an open book and you're like, okay, here's all the files. Yeah, they put in every little thing about me hanging out with Epstein and partying with them. But that was, I still didn't have, just have some trust in us. But that'll never happen. It'll never happen, dude. None of these politicians are ever going to release anything that hurts their little fucking butt club. Their little buddy fucking club and the little elite group of fucking decision makers. At the end of the day, that's what they're protecting. They'll always protect that, their power.
And it moved from he's using the blackmail file against him. But then I started saying, why would they leave?
Bob Law says they will know 65 years after you're all dead. You're saying that in 65 years we'll know about the Epstein stuff? I don't think so. How long has it been since Kennedy was fucking assassinated? We still can't get anything on that. Everybody's dead, but they still can't give us transparency on it. I wonder why.
Dirt on themselves and their blackmail operation. Why would they even have that in New York? It goes to just common sense that they destroy it. I don't think that's a question. It's not even logical. It's obvious. 99.99% they wouldn't leave anything in there about Bill Gates or Bill Clinton or Hillary. Obviously. They would leave a big shit show in there. I mean, use your brain. So, I'm up to date. I've got all the sources. I'm doing my own research, but I make my own decisions. And I've been for 14 days trying to suss this. And in the last week or so, I started to approximate it. And I was already saying, oh, wait, maybe they put BS in there on Trump. They had the file, and Trump comes out a day later and says that. And again, they would have used real stuff before. They could have limitedly released it. And notice the Democrats don't want the full files released. They want only stuff with Trump that they know they've stuck in there. And I said, well, we start seeing a week ago, seeing part of that stuff out of those trials that was in the grand juries leaked. And sure as hell, 2 days later, they hype it up on Tuesday, Wall Street Journal, doodles.
That Wall Street Journal article was a joke. If that was their whole plan, to hype it up and then release some article, it's a terrible fucking plan, dude. It's a terrible plan. I mean, I guess maybe they completely fucking outthought you guys and got ahead of the game and went, you know what, they're going to want to release the Epstein file. So get rid of everything that points to us and just leave everything that points to Trump and maybe even the Republicans. I don't know. Maybe there's more, because it seems like if the Republicans are supporting him more after he's decided not to release the Epstein files, like maybe there's some protection of Republicans going on here too, because we all know it's a uniparty behind the scenes. They both protect each other. They just, they spar it out like it's WWE in public, but behind the scenes, they're like totally on board with what matters, which is stealing more money from the American taxpayer. That's basically what matters to them.
I thought it'd be the Jane Doe's or his wife, being Epstein's hooker, which has been disproven before. And I still predict that's coming next. I think probably in the next few weeks, you'll be, oh my God, Alex Jones right again. It ain't hard. That was what they did before. How many times they recycled Russiagate, or Trump hates all Mexicans and Trump loves the KKK. They're great people. None of that's even true. But a lie makes it halfway around the world, where the truth puts its shoes on, Mark Twain. So, a lot of talk show hosts, good, bad, whatever, it's just, even though there's sophisticated ways, a lot of it is because they're being paid to do it by whoever. It's so much simpler just to take a side. Well, this is like a college debate meets a jury, meets a think tank, meets a Paul Revere. I mean, we're just here with my guests, with your calls, with me, going, here's this. What do you think? This is what I think. And as we learn more, we change it. But in general, we're in the right direction always, because our heads are in the game.
By the way, Tim Dillon, I don't think I loaded this up. Maybe we should get to that too. Tim Dillon had a meeting, and everybody's speculating the meeting was with JD Vance. And I was reading the comments. Everybody's shitting on Tim Dillon, like, "Oh, Tim Dillon's compromised now." Like, look, wouldn't you, if you had an opportunity to sit down with JD Vance and question him about the Epstein files, wouldn't you do that? But I guess not, because as soon as you do that, now you're compromised. Like, okay.
Now, Trump's point is, why is everything about Epstein, with all this other good stuff he's doing, trying to stop nuclear war, trying to restart the economy, trying to secure the border, stop the fentanyl, all these good things that are happening? Well, we see Trump more and more under Israel's control. We see Trump, sliding on things.
Disavow.
And so it's good that we're not in a cult and we're holding his feet to the fire. The media says I said Trump's a cult. No, I said some Trump supporters want us to behave like it's a cult. And Trump's acting like it should be a cult in some of these statements about, you just need to shut up and do what I say or you're an idiot. Well, no thank you.
Trump wants that Democrat cult. He wants that. He wants that same setup that the Democrats get, where he could just be as terrible as he wants to be, and everybody's just going to fucking ride with him no matter what, because he's on my team.
So more than my...
But that's not... MAGA's never really been that way, dude. Yeah, there are segments of MAGA that is that. But MAGA, it's a lot of independents. It's a lot of ex-Democrats who got disillusioned with how far left everything was going. And you can dispute this all you want, but all you got to do is remember what happened in 2016. Most of the establishment Republicans were never Trumpers. It wasn't the Republicans that got Trump elected. It was the independents. And Trump's torpedoing those fucking people every day at an astronomical rate.
I'm even concerned about him being tied to Epstein, anything criminal. I don't think that's the case. I know he's treating us like a...
Yeah, Shadowfall, we see you, brother. How you doing?
The pimps slapping us around and putting cigarettes on our arms. That's what I'm concerned about. Because that's proven. You don't even deserve to be part of MAGA if you question this. There's nothing ever happened. Go away. I'm doing this great job. It's all been spiked by the Democrats, which they did control the file. But explain that. Don't slap us around because we have morals and we're not in a cult. So I'm extremely concerned about Trump. I am concerned about his health. I am concerned about the stress at 79. I wasn't previously. And that is a real issue, the way he's behaving. The issue is the behavior, not the Epstein thing, because I don't think there's anything there from deep research and prayer and sources. But that doesn't end the crisis. The crisis is Trump screwing kids. No evidence of that.
I don't know. You can just throw that out the window that easily, Alex. It's still, the possibility is still out there in my head. When you spent this much time with a fucking PDF file, you were friends with them for so long, you partied with them, and then everybody says, oh, in those circles, everybody knew. Everybody knew. I guess Trump was the only one who didn't know. You can't just dispute. I don't know. I don't think you can just throw that out the window so lightly at this point.
The evidence is behind the scenes, they'll bring up some side issue that's not some dirt on him or thing that affects him, and he'll blow up saying, I don't want to hear about little crap. Here's my issues, and he lists them all.
Well, Doc Jeffrey says, if this doesn't actually affect his poll numbers, will you admit it's a cult? The poll numbers are a little misleading, okay? Because they're just focusing on the Republican numbers, and his Republican numbers are like 98% or 95%. It's like, okay, those are the diehard ride or die Republicans, okay? But with independents, that's a different story. So he can be all proud of his Republican, how many Republicans are jumping on the cult. But if they lose the independents, they lose their coalition, they lose the elections. Okay? So, yeah, there are members of MAGA that are a cult. But the cult alone cannot keep them in power.
Yeah. And I get he's under stress. I'm not judging him. The issue is Trump and the stress he's under. We should pray for him.
Lord, please help Trump not be a PDF file. If you can, please. Please put it in his heart that he needs to give transparency to the American people, please, Lord. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Just give us transparency. What's up, Joe Rogan? You yelling at me, bro?
Super chatted $4.99. I think BB got some tapes of Trump and his daughter here, and probably Kushner gave it to him to cover up their agenda.
I mean, he's acting like somebody who's blackmailed. I fish 808. So it's definitely a possibility that there's something there that they have on him that made him flip the script. So that is a very possible thing, dude. And yeah, thank you for the $5, brother. So yeah. This one, I haven't watched this one either, but what I've seen from Ian Carroll, he's pretty good. Seems to have a lot of knowledge on this shit. So let's see what he says. Clip. We already have the Epstein list. Here's who's on it. So hey, this should be interesting. This is Ian Carroll, by the way, which I don't know why I'm not subscribed to Ian. Let's watch this one. Let's see who's on the list.
And if you want to talk about the Jeffrey Epstein story, there are a number of people that appear to be assets, not agents. In fact, these deeper, higher-level networks tend to be composed of mostly all assets instead of agents. So that way, there's basically no agency fingerprints on the thing at all. Remember, plausible deniability. If Sam Bankman-Fried messes up and gets too greedy and sloppy with whatever the hell he was up to behind the scenes, no intel agents here.
I've seen a lot of that. Carroll is a plant for sure. I mean, shit, dude. Some people think everybody's a plant, can't trust anybody. So it's like, I don't know. Let's just hear him out and see what he has to say. Fuck, I don't know, dude. Everybody could be a possible plant. I could be a fucking plant. You could be a plant. I don't fucking know, but let's hear him out.
Just some wacky tech bro being a dumbass. The clearest example of an agent in the Epstein network is Ehud Barak, card-carrying former president of Israel, former head of Israeli military intelligence, one of the most decorated members of the Israeli military ever in its history. He's an agent. Even after he retired from officially working for Israeli intel services,
Oh, bro, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go off subject because of comment here. Magister Tempe, love your AJ Rogan interdimensional entity video. Laugh out loud. It's the only thing left since that intergalactic service one seems to have disappeared. Dude, I don't know how many of you guys remember intergalactic service, but he made a great fucking edit. Basically just similar to like my Meet the Alien. And he reached out to me one day on Twitter to get help because he, in those days, everybody got copyright claims for using Rogan content. And I told him what I did to get rid of it, how to do it. So I followed him. That dude has lost his fucking mind. He's like literally, I don't know. It's been it's been a year or two, but I would check in and he would be live streaming to like one person talking like weird schizophrenic shit. Like he's talking to the aliens and he's like the spokesperson for the aliens. And it's like, I don't know if intergalactic service, I hope he's doing okay now. Anyway, off the track, I just felt like, cause you mentioned him and it's just reminded me like, oh, I hope he's okay. Because that dude lost his fucking mind, man. And he was a good editor. He had some editing skills. So I don't know what happened to him.
clearly will always
I gotta
work
find
with
out
him.
if he's still around, but yeah, the dude was having some mental breaks, unfortunately.
And he clearly still...
And I know a lot of you don't even know who I'm talking about, but some of you might remember Intergalactic Service or whatever. He did that like huge Rogan edit with Alex Jones that got like millions of views.
does.
Conspiracy theories are dangerous.
Information is the oxygen of a democracy.
Then you have Ghislaine Maxwell.
I need to get a wiggly. Okay, I need to be more like Ian here. I can't do it. My hair doesn't. I'm gonna have to see. It's too much hair. I can't get the one wiggly. There you go. How about this, guys? What bothers me most about Ian is the fucking mustache, dude. Stop trying to bring back 80s style gay mustaches, okay? It's like they don't even think, oh yeah, we're bringing back the 80s manliness. No, that's how the gay people dressed in the 80s to signal that they were gay. Do you know that? Do you know that? That's like, okay, yeah, that's real manly, guys. Real manly. I know not everybody that had a mustache like that was gay. A lot of them were, though. Just grow a little something on your chin, and it's okay. Just can't be mustache only. I'm sorry. I have a problem with it.
Exactly an agent as far as we know, just the daughter of one of the most prolific Israeli spies in history, Robert Maxwell.
Now that you pointed out his bouncing little strand of hair, I can't stop looking at it.
I think Ghislaine has probably received some official espionage training and maybe a card-carrying member of Israeli intelligence, but if she is, that's hidden deep, deep in secrecy.
Yeah, I mean, just look at how Freddie Mercury dressed, okay? And yeah, I know Tom Selleck did have a mustache. There were straight dudes who rocked it, but I'm sorry. I think it was very rare that they were actually straight. And who knows what Tom Selleck was up to in his private life? Do you really know what Tom Selleck was doing when the cameras weren't on? Come on now.
So either
I'm
way,
not saying he's gay.
She was an integral part of the network.
You just don't know.
And is probably wondering why exactly she's locked up right now if Jeffrey Epstein didn't do anything and didn't have any help. But anyways, Leslie Wexner was the bankroll for much of the operation, as well as providing a convenient cover for Jeffrey Epstein, posing as a recruiter for Victoria's Secret. It's worth noting, he is still free, total billionaire, living in Ohio. No one's asked him any questions. Leslie Wexner is clearly aligned with Israel in everything he does. He is one of the world's richest and most dedicated Zionist philanthropists. The Wexner Heritage Foundation is massive. Bro has dedicated his entire life to Israel and Zionism, despite being from America and American. And he also bankrolled 2 separate sex trafficking rings, one via Jeffrey Epstein inside Victoria's Secret, and the other Mike Jeffries, CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch, whose operation got rolled up way more clean. But honestly, we don't really have any reason to believe we ever saw even a fraction of the extent of the Abercrombie boys trafficking network, so, case closed for now, I guess. But anyways, Epstein's network played to his preferences, which was young girls. And the critical feature that made it work was women working in it. Ghislaine Maxwell and her second-in-command, Sarah Kellen, as well as others like Leslie Groff, were likely first abused and groomed and then became the recruiters of young girls for Jeffrey and his clients or targets or friends or whatever you want to call them.
By the way, that's one of the things Tim Dillon, when he had his meeting, he's like, you guys got to cut a deal with Ghislaine Maxwell to get her to talk. And nobody likes that. They're like, oh, cut a deal with the fucking pedophile? What? Like, dude, if she's the only, Wexler, Sarah Kellen, all these fucking people, dude, get them under oath and start questioning them. Start setting up the fucking, the Senate judiciary meetings and get all these people in and start asking them questions under oath. And maybe Ghislaine, maybe you could cut her a deal where, who knows? I don't know. Well, I don't know what. But if cutting her a deal leads to actually being able to uncover the actual trafficking ring and who was involved, I'm down. I'm 100% down.
Sarah Kellen,
yeah, we're never going to
knew
get
all about
files.
the operation.
I know this.
She was integral to it, scheduling it all, managing who was where and when, appointments, massages, all the rest of it. Sarah was.
Yeah, you're right, Nathan. Right? It won't mean shit, but at least it'd be trying something. But with Ghislaine, if you're cutting her a deal where she's not going to die in prison, you might be able to get something from her if you're cutting her a fucking deal.
Was complicit, and she was never charged with anything, never even questioned under oath as far as I'm aware. She spent the last decade or so hiding in her $5.2 million New York penthouse with her NASCAR husband, except he is finally divorcing her and getting as far away from this story as possible. Good move, bro. If our government wanted to do anything about this case, they would obviously just investigate Sarah. Just ask her some questions. Figuring out who Epstein's targets were is a little more tricky because although the government confiscated boxes of tapes, DVDs, CDs...
Bro, doesn't the government have some sort of truth serum? You tell me they haven't invented some sort of truth serum? I mean, maybe you could get them drunk, you know, give them some LSD, some fucking ecstasy. I'm sure there's some drug combination out there that will get people to fucking open up. That's what we need to do. We need to get these people in and either torture them, enhanced interrogation, or just give them lots of drugs or get them drunk or something till they open up. Jesus Christ, try something.
All from Epstein's properties, lots of files, lots of evidence. We never saw much of any of that evidence that they actually gathered. But going off of what's in the public domain from over the years, we've got a pretty damn good idea of a bunch of them. And most of them, by all indications, were willing participants. It's not like most of these dudes got tricked in the basic sense of the word. They wanted what Epstein was selling. Whether or not they realized they were going to be filmed while doing it and become enmeshed in this network, that's up for debate. But what starts as a little bit of blackmail can quickly become a long and prosperous, albeit demonic and perverted relationship. For example, Leon Black paid Jeffrey Epstein a total of $170 million over the course of 5 years for help with his money, despite being one of the richest money managers in the world. And seeing as Jeffrey Epstein was a money launderer, I presume there's a reason why Leon Black was paying him instead of just a regular bank for whatever those services were. There have also been numerous allegations made against him by girls who were children at the time, and Leon was one of the founders of Apollo Global Management. And if you don't know who he is...
I mean, that is sus. All these people who just like gave Epstein a ton of money and it was like, oh, it's for taxes. Oh, I'm going to give him this, the richest fucking mansion in New York because he did my taxes. Whatever the excuse is, like, these people need to be targets of investigations at this point because the writing's on the wall. If you're just giving unseen, ungodly amounts of money for like literally nothing, you probably were blackmailed.
Apollo is one of the biggest and most powerful and influential financial institutions in the world, and they have plenty of ties to intelligence and organized crime themselves. But if you didn't know who Leon Black was, don't worry. You're going to know about the next guy, Bill Clinton, the President of the United States of America. Epstein visited his White House 17 times on record, sometimes multiple times in one day. Plus, side note, real quick, the dude that originally let Jeffrey Epstein into the White House.
John, I'm going to give you some advice, John. You realize you can watch my live stream without paying attention to the chat, right? So what you should do is not pay attention to the chat, not stop watching the live stream. I think, John, I have a sneaky suspicion you enjoy the chat way more than you do actually watching me. And that hurts my feelings, John.
White House to see
I love
Bill
you, John.
Clinton,
Shout out
Mark
to you.
Middleton. Just Google how he died. It was obviously a suicide. It was just very creative. Mark was a creative guy. He, hung himself from a tree with an extension cord and then shot himself in the chest 2 times with a shotgun. Look into it. It's a little funny. But anyways, Bill was getting photographed like this in the airport. And at first, maybe it's not that weird, but then you think about it. President of the United States traveling with a dude that we know was trafficking underage girls. One of those girls is giving Bill a massage. The President of the United States, married man. He just goes to the airport with his buddy Jeffrey, and some random 17-year-old that has no relation to Jeffrey is just there to give massages. Is that a situation that checks out? Like, is there any way to explain that away? Like he just didn't know and wasn't getting other services in private settings? Right. When's the last time that you just went and hung out with your friends at the airport and then some random underage girl that no one had any relation to was just there to give you massages? That's totally normal. Well, an even more shocking photo was released of Prince Andrew, one of the most significant photographs possibly ever, in my opinion. This single photograph is enough to dispel Pam Bondi's absurd claim that Jeffrey Epstein didn't traffic or blackmail anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't even have to think that hard about it. The girl in the photo is Virginia Giuffre. At the time, she was Virginia Roberts. She was 17. In the background is Ghislaine Maxwell, who we know was involved in trafficking girls for and with Jeffrey Epstein, and she's in prison for it. Prince Andrew, a royal, has his hand around Virginia's waist in some random apartment all alone with Maxwell, and apparently Epstein, who took the photo. There is only one reason why this situation would ever happen. There are zero reasons why some random girl from Palm Beach is in this room at all, let alone being touched like that by the Prince of England. Note that this photo was taken over in Europe. This is not in Florida, right? So in order for a situation like this to occur, so many other things had to happen. Epstein had to have all the relationships and connections to get to know Prince Andrew. He had to buy the plane he used to fly them all there. This photo is not capturing just a moment in the life of a rogue pedophile. Just from the information in this photo, you know that this is the result of years of work and a network of influence and money to get this kind of access for this kind of perversion. If Jeffrey Epstein just wanted to diddle kids on his own, he would never go and do it with the most prominent people in the world. Hello? Like, I'm just trying to keep a secret over here. Let me go find the Prince of England and do it with him and take photos of it. Right? And one of the critical nodes in this network that disappeared deep into the shadows was Peggy Siegal. She was Jeffrey Epstein's access point to much of Hollywood and the celebrity class. She snuck Epstein into parties and got him on guest lists. And if you don't know who Peggy is, she's one of the most powerful publicists in Hollywood. And you wouldn't know it from this photo, but she's over 70 years old in that photo. She was famous for having a book of 30,000 of the most powerful contacts in the world that she would network and invite to parties and premieres and such, all in the Hollywood music industry. She organized Epstein's get out of jail party.
I see a lot of people don't like Ian Carroll. Can you explain why he's fake? And he's what came out about him that tells you that he's fake or he's not to be trusted? Because I don't understand. Explain it to me, please.
They got Prince.
I don't know him well enough. I don't follow everything he does, but you know, if you get a lot of publicity, and I know he blew up, like what was it, last year or something? He blew up pretty big on the internet. You're gonna get haters that talk shit about you. So I kind of expect that. But what is it that this guy did that's making you all say he's a faker? He's not to be trusted, because he seems to be talking about all the shit that you're not supposed to talk about. So I don't know.
Andrew in hot water and
he is annoying me, man. I get that. But so am I, dude. I mean, no one's perfect, bro.
Eventually led to him stepping away from his royal duties.
Ian actually follows me on Twitter, and he's been nice to me. So, you know, he's got that going for him.
Conspiracy theories are dangerous.
Information is the oxygen of a democracy.
It's over? Okay. Yeah. There's some names in there I never even heard of. Like the last one, like I never heard of that person, but I don't know, man. We had this one too. Siegal and JD on Flagrant. So we got time. Yeah, we should have time for this. Let's see what he says. Again, this is not one I've seen either. I'm kind of catching up on all this shit the same way y'all are right now.
For some of these people who would be on Epstein's list, and you brought this up earlier, but like theoretically, you got, if I'm a Bill Gates and this guy has access to all of these people, and I'm concerned with wealth, I guess he's already been convicted of the pedophilia, so even associated with him is crazy. But theoretically, it's like, well, he can connect me with that billionaire and that billionaire and that.
Well, that's what happened in Bill Gates' case. So Bill Gates, if you guys remember, well, it's complicated. There's a lot of reporting about it, but allegedly, you know, he would use Epstein for marriage advice. And
is it the pedo stash? Is that the problem? Larry DM. Look, I can kind of get that. I can kind of understand that a little bit, you know. But yeah, like I said, nobody's perfect, guys.
Things like that. Sketchy.
Yeah, I do understand why people hate Akash's laugh. It is kind of annoying.
Yeah, that's what came out. You know, I mean, actually, this is important.
Jesus Christ, Akash, calm down.
On the Bill Gates story, Melinda Gates divorced him over the Epstein thing. And
is that confirmed? That's what she says.
Okay, well, that's the timing.
That's what she said.
I heard that literally got blackmailed because one of the women that Gates was set up with was set up by Epstein, and then Epstein used that to blackmail him. I don't know if that's true, but I heard that.
Like, I would say that too.
But guys,
Yeah, of
let's
course
stick
you would
with
say
that.
that.
Because here's the thing. It had to be bad. Because Bill Gates was an obvious philanderer for over 20 years for their entire marriage.
Yeah.
So what was worse than that to get you to divorce him?
Yeah.
There had to be something. I think there was something sketchy that she found out. Like, look, maybe she was just appalled by all the reporting, but she knew. Look, everybody at Microsoft knew that Bill Gates was having affairs. This is already documented. It's out there, like, in terms of his conduct with women over the last 20 years.
Yeah,
so it can't have been as bad as,
To support
he
what
was
you're
just
saying,
right,
there's an
it's like-
income level where it's like,
Right,
come on.
they're multi-billionaires.
You know what I mean? Come on.
They probably are not even in the same country, right? They're both like vast estates that can just move around on private jets. So again,
Oh my God! I
nobody
did not like
really-
that. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Melinda Gates. I did not
Yeah.
like that he had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein.
Right.
No, I made that clear to him. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. My heart breaks for these women. Yeah, I guess you got to say that.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where there might be
can't
something
say
else
actually
going
how
on.
many-
feel that way.
Yeah.
Sorry. Do we know
There's a good point there, though. Like, Melinda Gates listed the Epstein situation as part of why she divorced Gates, right? And from what they're saying, Gates has been known to cheat on her. He's been cheating on her forever. That's just something she put up with. So whatever it was in the Epstein files that made her actually fucking get a divorce, it must have been really bad. Or maybe she just reached the end of her rope and she's like, fuck this guy. I'm just going to leave and take half his money. Fuck him.
the first time? What's the gap between the divorce
But yeah, Gates
and
seems,
the first time
it seems like he might be really guilty of something, in my opinion, allegedly.
this guy meets Epstein? Because I think there's like 12 years where Melinda could have left.
Yeah. Do you not like that it got out?
Well, that's part of it. I mean,
So if you don't like that it got out,
maybe you shouldn't know.
I do
Say
not
again?
know.
Maybe you shouldn't know.
No,
I
I think
don't
she
know
could have
what-
left earlier if she was so
Yeah.
bothered by
Right,
it.
right.
I think what Alex is saying, maybe she didn't know.
yeah,
maybe
no,
she didn't know.
I
Phyllis
think
should have known.
I think she didn't know because all of the stuff is about his. And I think actually she may know even more than we all do about what was going on in some of those rooms.
Wait, why?
Maybe
That's the case. Waterboard her ass. It's time for some enhanced interrogation, Melinda. I'm sorry. We got to know. I mean, maybe we'll just do it the nice way and just get her drugged up and then, get her to spill the beans. But seriously, all these people that know something, there better be some investigations going on. They better be fucking doing some interviews, trying to figure out what's up. I mean, what is our government doing if it's not trying to uncover this fucking supposed, alleged fucking sexual trafficking ring? Like, what else are you doing? If you're not going after that, what the fuck are you doing? What's the point?
Maybe it's like she asked him to come clean and he came clean, or maybe there's some stuff in court documents and lawsuits and others, but have been alleged against him that again could have been
what's the
catch and kill.
settlement like?
We
That'll
have
tell
no
you
idea.
everything.
It was like billions. We can look at it.
mean,
I
it's
don't
gonna
know
be
exactly
billions.
what it was. Yeah, it's gonna be billions no matter what. So it's what was it, 40 billion, something like that? Maybe 50. And control of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah,
agreed
yeah,
to
yeah.
continue
She knew.
those two things together.
Yo,
So
Melinda.
there's something going on.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all I'm saying. All right. 12.5 billion grand for her philanthropic work.
Can you hit show more?
Maybe I'm thinking.
Melly Mel. Oh, they
I
had
don't
no
know.
proof.
I mean,
they had
yeah.
no prenup.
Division
so
of
she gotta
large-
give it no matter what.
Right, yeah. She was going to get it no matter what. So let's be honest.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So anyway, my thing is like, why now? I just think, again, she knew about his cheating. Like, it had to be worse than that. I don't really know what it was.
Or just public.
Or public. It's possible. But Bill Gates met with Epstein because he was trying to win a Nobel Peace Prize. Bill Gates wanted the Nobel Peace Prize for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Epstein's like, oh, I can make that happen. And why? Like, that's the questions. Like, why even after being a registered sex offender? Like, Andrew, you and I are in a weird...
That is weird. How does he have that influence that, like, that Bill Gates is going to go to him to, like, lobby on his behalf to win the fucking Nobel Peace Prize? I mean, how many of these people does he have blackmail on? Or is it just because you're a rich fucking socialite, you have that kind of sway? No, I mean, he probably had the whole fucking Nobel Peace Prize committee fucking blackmailed. Took him to the island a few times, introducing him some hot little teenagers. Jesus, dude. This probably runs really fucking deep.
position.
That's why Trump was
I'm
cool
sure
with him. He just
all
wanted
of
the
us
peace.
were. I'm sure all of us as
Yeah.
public people, we get invited to dinners like all the time, right? And I very rarely go because it's like annoying.
And a lot of the one of the angles is like Trump wants the Nobel Peace Prize now. In part of him getting the Nobel Peace Prize is he's got to bury this Epstein shit. I don't know. That's one theory.
Yeah.
But I used to go. But like what I always do is just a cursory Google search, right? And if somebody invited me to dinner, and was a registered sex offender, which is one of the very first things going to pop up.
Yeah.
I'm not going. But George Stephanopoulos went. Bill Gates went. Reid Hoffman.
Why do you think they went?
Peters, I don't know.
Yeah, how do you have time? I barely hang out with my real friends.
Right, exactly. It's like, what is going on here? And not only you guys are doing dinners or whatever, you're all like wiring money to each other. The Bill and Melinda Gates, or like the Nobel Peace Prize. And there's all kinds of people we don't even know about because there has not been yet a release of the files.
But isn't it like the rich people stuff that you were saying before? It's like, well, he's going over there. I guess it's cool if we all go.
Yeah, but it's still, doesn't the sex offender thing register at any point? Like, at what point?
Once they're convicted.
At what point does it register to be like, oh, we're not doing this?
I can understand not
right
Googling,
now.
to be honest with you. I probably wouldn't Google. But
come on,
once somebody's convicted.
Somebody, like, if I'm going to a meeting with a fucking billionaire, yeah, I'm gonna fucking look up. I'm gonna Google them. I'm like, who is this billionaire? Now, I don't know. A lot of people are not gonna Google and do a background check on the fucking people they're going to dinner with. But if it's a billionaire, yeah, you're like, how'd this guy get his money? You want to know what the fuck, They just didn't care because whatever he was offering, it was worth it. Or they were all blackmailed too.
Fuck that, dog. Fuck
Also,
that.
your staff is going to Google.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Like, all these meetings are going through your staff.
And I'm not
exactly
not worth enough to have a staff. If I was, they would, hey, Google
Bro, these
anybody
assistants, you're not getting in the fucking door.
Think about how many people were terrified of just coming on the podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
Almost terrified to come on a podcast, right? You have some of the most powerful people in the world that are going to meet up with a convicted pedophile.
Right.
Yeah, you know what's going on.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But you said in the 90s it was already common knowledge that he likes them young. So it's
but
like they
there's
knew
a
that back
big
then.
difference being a registered sex offender.
Yeah, there's a
plausible
PR issue.
deniability before that.
But they all rationalize it. I'm sure their staff says, yeah, look, he was given such a light sentence because it was kind of bullshit.
Yeah,
the charges were trumped up.
know that the girl was underage.
And so the whole thing was
trying to get a
overblown,
hand
and
job.
you're about to get $2 billion in a peace prize in your foundation.
Yeah.
And then you go, all right, for $2 billion, I
Think how
can
many people I could help.
have a closed door meeting with the guy.
This is the weirdest thing. It's the reputation laundering. Like, again, we're talking about Bill Gates. We're talking about MIT. We're talking about the Ivy League universities. We're talking about some of the world's most professional and smartest scientists who are going over to his house for dinner,
All the people you'd want to blackmail.
who are, accepting grants for his work at the MIT lab, all of this is post-conviction. Guys, you don't just give money to MIT. They have enough money. They don't just take it from anyone. They do extensive background research to make sure that you can put your name on something.
Yeah, Albie Belt says Kubrick had warned us. I'd like to see the original vision he had for Eyes Wide Shut, because Eyes Wide Shut is probably my least favorite Kubrick film. And then when you realize, like, he didn't really have much control over the final product. And then the guy that wrote Pulp Fiction wants to actually get all the original footage and like edit it in the way Kubrick wanted it to be done. Who knows what message was really there that got lost because he died. Very convenient that he died too when he did. But yeah, Eyes Wide Shut is kind of a weird Kubrick film to me. It's like, I don't know. It's my least favorite one because it's probably the one that has the least influence from Kubrick himself and more from like whoever the fuck took over after he died. I will skip this one. We're running out of time. Let's see what this is. Daryl Cooper's message to the Trump administration. Yeah, this one came out the other day. I didn't watch much of it. People kept telling me to check it out. So let's see what this clip's about here.
Like, if there's anybody at the White House or anywhere close to those people watching right now that they need to understand is the reason this is important to the base is not because they think there's this Jewish pedophile who worked for the Israeli Mossad and they want him held. It has nothing to do with that. It's a proxy for, can we hold these people accountable? Like Donald Trump's presidency in general. People might have favored the trade policy. Certainly they were, the immigration thing was important, all that kind of stuff. But really what it was is, man, these people have gotten so out of control and so out of touch with the rest of us and so unconcerned with what's going on with the rest of us. We just got to bring in a wrecking ball from the outside who's going to go in there and shake things up and tear this thing down.
People are not listening to us because we're irrelevant. We don't have any say in our government. There is no democratic control in the United States. The population's views don't really matter. That's the feeling that people have. And this whole story that you've told
that sums it up pretty well. That's sad, but it feels like it's true at this point.
2 hours and 37 minutes confirms that they are right to be concerned, because what you're describing is an pretty organized, informally organized anyway, force or series of forces that operate outside and above the U.S. government and every other global government, or most of them anyway. And by definition, so the U.S. attorney, the federal prosecutor, the chief federal prosecutor in one of our biggest states is told back off and does, and everybody beneath him does also. So like, what is that? Yeah. It's a force bigger than the U.S. government. And I just think that can't continue. That can't continue.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
And the nature of the crime.
Yeah, but how do you get rid of that when that is something they're not even elected? We don't even get to fucking vote them out. They're all bureaucrats that just stay in as each president comes and goes. They're there fucking running things the whole time. I mean, we vote for Trump with the hope that he'll go in there and do something, and then he goes in and he puts on the one ring and he just becomes the leader of the fucking swamp now. It's like, okay, great.
Again, being
good point,
one crime that if you polled Americans said, what's the worst crime? Exactly. I think it would make the top of every list of every poll that you could run, however you worded it. The fact that that's the crime, you know, it makes it so that, you know, when they tell you we bombed a car in Kabul and killed this family of 10, you know, during the Afghanistan withdrawal, we can't really get into all of the details because of sources and methods and this and that and so forth. People will be like, okay, you know, that I don't really like that, but fine. But a child's innocence, if anything is sacred, a child's innocence is sacred. And sacred means there is no compromise with regard to that. If you have to...
A Karaiku super chatted $5. Say this tongue twister super fast. Ping TR1 P's ping makes slips slip, hips stip, and zips rip on every trip.
Okay, I guess we're doing that now. Ping trips ping makes lips slips. Let me try it again because it's hard for me to read. That's why I struggle. I'm pretty good with tongue twisters. Ping trip ping makes lips slip, hips dip, and zips rip on every trip. Not very difficult, dude. Give me a better one.
Exposing
not tough at all, dude.
About somebody like
Thank
Jeffrey
you for the
Epstein
$5
means that a Dr. Strangelove style nuclear device goes off and destroys the planet. Too bad. Let justice be done, even if the heavens fall on something like that, because the crime is just, it's beyond the pale. It's something that for all normal people, they say, whatever your excuse is.
You want to know a little secret? I used to be a really good speaker. I used to be very social. When I was young, I would be 5 years old having these conversations with adults and they'd be like, man, your kid's so smart, blah, blah, blah. And then the world became what it is, where everybody's isolated into their fucking little rooms. Nobody talks anymore. You know, I start getting into editing, and next thing you know, I start losing the ability to fucking speak because I'm so rarely speaking to anybody. I'm in my own little world fucking working on whatever I'm working on. I think this is happening to a lot of people. People are losing the ability to speak because we don't fucking talk anymore, dude. It's sad. It's sad. They took the village away from you and they replaced it with a fucking computer screen. A lot of benefits to the computer screen, but we kind of still need the village, you know?
National security, first of all, what does this guy who's a pedophile have to do with national security? But whatever your excuse is...
I've wondered since day one, what does that have to do with national security?
Yeah, whatever it is, the answer is no.
I like it that way too. I'm a very to myself guy, Bhagavad Gita. The problem is I like it too much that I can go 10 years of my life and barely socialize with anybody. But that's not good. That's not good. You got to be social. You got to be able to have a conversation. And, you know, if you're a private individual, you like to keep to yourself, that's fine. That's fine. But you're still better off if you're socializing to some degree.
No.
But I'm the same way, Bhagavad. I can be by myself alone for the rest of my life and I'll never be bored. Which other people I know, like the moment they're alone, they get depressed, they get sad. Like I don't have that problem. But there is a downside to that, which is, you know, you can become a little weird when you're by yourself all the fucking time.
Spocko super chatted $19.99. Tim Dillon is right. Which PDF do you want to vote for?
Yeah, well, that's a decision we're all going to have to make here. Yeah, we can, you know, I should probably pull up Tim's latest one because he's getting a lot of shit over it and I think it's a little unfair, you know. But yeah, thank you for the 20, Paco. That's very generous. Yeah, if you guys want me to pull up the latest Tim Dillon episode, we can watch a little bit of that. But let's get back to this one.
We
can go a little longer on this one. Maybe we'll go over 2 hours on this one because we got a lot of clips to fucking go over.
A journalist who has a source, and this has not been refuted by the people involved, saying that he belonged to intelligence. We have all these ties over the years that provide more circumstantial evidence to back that. If the U.S. government had anything to do with this guy, if foreign governments operating on our soil had anything to do with this guy, we don't care what your excuse is. We're talking about a man who was raping children. And if our government, the people who pass laws that we have to follow, or else have men with guns show up to our house and drag us off to a cage somewhere, the men who make those rules, men and women who make those rules, they don't. This is something that we have to draw a line in the sand and say, this is too far. You are going to dump all of this, and we don't care what happens. We want an explanation of what was going on here. And we're not going to take no for an answer on it. This is too.
There needs to be a movement, like where the main focus of the movement is just transparency. It's just like, hey, the American people need to be informed because we are the ones that are supposed to be in control. And I don't give a fuck about who it hurts or how it looks or any of that. We need 100% transparency to know what's going on. That needs to be, I don't hear this talking point enough. It's like, it's important to fucking democracy that the people have the information to be able to make informed decisions about their government. And this shit needs to come to an end, this fucking keeping us in the dark bullshit. And then anytime they do tell us anything, it's usually a lie, which is not very helpful, guys.
Too far. It's just too emblematic, it's too severe of a crime. And I hope that I really hope that people will keep that mentality and not let this die until we get a good, satisfactory answer on what was going on.
Amen to that, and everything that you have said, I think, in a really measured, restrained way. I also notice about you, as I've noticed before, your total determination to see things through the eyes of the people you're talking about, whether you agree or disagree with them. You add humanity to history, which is why I value your historical analysis. I think it's the right way. It's the humane way. My last question, and I just can't help this because I'm not as good a person as you are, but why? So Mark Levin described you as a propagandist, a demagogue, so you shouldn't have a platform, you should be silenced.
Mark Levin is like the worst, dude. I don't know. I mean, I remember people used to love Mark Levin when he was like pro-Trump, shitting on the Democrats, shitting on the fucking libtards. Whew, boy, did his true colors come out finally. Not one of us, guys. He's a neocon warmonger.
I've listened to you now for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I wonder what about what you just said would make Mark Levin call for you to be silenced and call you a criminal. I mean, here you are arguing against child molestation. You're not attacking anybody, certainly on the basis of like religion or ethnicity or anything like that. You're not even attacking any governments. That's my read on what you're saying. Why would that, your 2 hour and 40 minute description of this news story, why would that make someone like Mark Levin so angry?
You may have noticed this is a...
John's not pregnant, guys. John, they love you, John. I think a lot of the guys in here want to impregnate you, John. I think that's what's going on. But you should have a baby sometime, John. We need more Johns. Get back to this. That was a long ad, dude.
Off your first order. That's mossadchips.com.
Mossad chips.
Tucker.
The fuck
Code
is
Tucker
that?
for 25% off your first order.
Of commentators and personalities that have kind of...
You guys talking about taking action like revolution. It's never going to happen until people are starving in the fucking streets. Once people start going hungry, then that becomes a possibility. But as long as you can keep people fat and keep their Netflix going and they could be in a little fucking closet with a little computer screen with Netflix and their video games and their weed and food, people are not going to fucking revolt, dude. It's just never going to happen. And the government, they might be a lot of things, but they are smart enough to not let the population fucking starve, because that's when that option gets unlocked for the whole population. Sad reality, guys. Sad reality, but that's the way it is.
Immediately jump to the side of there's nothing to see here. It's all over with. Let's drop the case. It's all the same people who were telling us we were traitors if we didn't want to bomb Iran just a few weeks ago.
Oh, I know.
And so I think, and here's the funny thing about it, is I think that people like Mark, people like Ben Shapiro, a lot of these folks are actually, they're afraid.
Sorry, Ricky Bobby. I'm the same way, Ricky. Look, when I say that, I'm speaking from my own experience too, Ricky Bobby. You put me in a little fucking cubicle with a bed. If I have a bed, I have food, I have the internet, I have entertainment, I could be satisfied in my little fucking pod. And it's sad. It's sad, but we're all that way, dude. Not everybody, but a lot of us are. Because Jesus Christ, you can get lost in this internet world. Have whole relationships with people, develop fucking whole. I mean, it's you know, but it's sad, and it's smart by the controllers to do that because they know, like, you give people their basic needs, and they'll fucking let you do anything, as long as they're not going hungry and they have entertainment.
They have something like the pop understanding of what Jeffrey Epstein was about in their heads, and they're afraid that exposing the case will show his ties to Israeli intelligence. I actually have a much more conservative view on the whole thing than they probably do, you know, where I don't think they have as much to be afraid of in that sense. I think he did work for Israeli intelligence, but I think he was a freelancer. He did work for the CIA, did work for a lot.
It's true, CWG. Yeah, there is a lack of will. The founders did it without starving. You're talking about a total different time period, dude. It's the current man compared to the way men were back then. It's just they're not even. We might as well be different species comparing ourselves to the fucking people that lived in the 17th, the 18th century. This is a different world, man. Ain't that same world anymore.
It sounds like you're right. I mean, this is not just about.
And who knows what would have happened if George Washington grew up with fucking internet and tons of weed and fucking OnlyFans and fucking Grubhub and Uber Eats. Who knows? We might still be being run by England right now.
I agree with you. It's clearly not just about Israel. It's about a lot. It is in part about Israel, but it's not only about Israel. It's about our government. They're the ones who covered up the freaking crimes in 2007.
Yes.
But that's not a problem. Like, we can say that that's totally cool. It says a lot about Levin and his priorities, his reaction to this, I would say. And I would say anyone who doesn't want to get to the bottom of this, like, why?
I mean, there is no answer that's going to make sense to anybody that has sat through 3 hours of this conversation, you know, already.
I don't know if Washington smoked weed, guys. You guys saying Washington had weed. I know he grew hemp, you know, because hemp was a big deal back then. You know, the cotton industry was able to demonize it because of the devil marijuana, but, you know, hemp was a big deal. People grew hemp to you know, for a million different reasons. Clothing, rope. I mean, there's a million fucking uses for hemp that we probably need to bring back doing again. But did Washington actually toke up? I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Fuck, to them, it was just another herb that had benefits, I'm sure. It wasn't demonized like it was in the 20th century where it was like, ooh, you're going to go crazy and be possessed by the devil and start murdering everybody with an axe. But yeah, I don't know is there proof that he actually toked up? I know he had his own hemp farm. He was like farming hemp.
I agree. Because and to me, I don't think there is a good answer to that question. We should not compromise on this. You know, we will get a satisfactory answer or we will burn this place down. Figuratively, don't come knock on my door, FBI. But like, you know, that we're not going to let this go, that this is a line in the sand. You will be honest with us about this. Because if you can't, the nature of this crime, if you can't, then it means that this thing cannot be fixed, that you cannot be honest with us about anything. We can't trust anything you say if you're willing to lie to us to our faces when there is so much implausible, ridiculous information out there. Lie to us to our faces in such a brazen way about a guy who was raping children. Like, if you'll do that, then there's nothing more to talk about with the ruling class, you know?
I can't improve on that.
Yeah, that's good points. Good points. What do we have next here? Do you guys want to see a little bit of the Tim Dillon? Let me pull this up. Let me see if I can find this. Because Tim got a lot of shit for this. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just naive, but I'm like, what did he do wrong? He went and had a meeting with people in the Trump administration to talk about the Epstein files because he was going so hard, I imagine, on the Epstein files. I imagine this is why they set up the meeting, that they're like, oh, Tim's becoming a problem. We need to talk to him and see if we can get him to stop attacking us. Yeah, but everybody's going crazy on Tim. When I read the comments, it's like, it was all negative. Like, Jesus, dude. But that's to be expected, man. Like, you can't dive into these, like, really, these big boy topics. You can't dive into these big boy topics without realizing you're going to get a lot of shit from people. Because people just don't know how to handle people having different opinions. So, like, instead of just being like, oh, you feel this way, here's why I feel this way and think you're wrong, it's just all like, oh, you're a stupid piece of shit, bought and paid for, shield fucking magazine. It's like, but that's the waters you wade into when you get into this shit. Tim Dillon, let's see what we find here with Tim Dillon. Yeah, this one.
media titan Robert Maxwell.
I think he gets into it at the beginning.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon.
And I don't know for sure, but I heard who he talked to was JD Vance.
Show.
Who I imagine JD Vance is not very happy with the movement right now, because I'm sure JD was thinking, yeah, I'm going to go in, we're going to do a good job, and then in 4 years, people are going to be so in love, I'll be the next guy. It's like, I don't know. Trump just kind of blew up the entire coalition that would get you elected, JD Vance. So let's see what happens, man. Maybe enough people get disillusioned by this shit that they just fall out of politics and don't vote at all, and the Republicans can still win because the electorate is that much smaller. But either way, it's just not good.
Good to be with you, as always, and I'm happy that you are here with me. I hope I have your trust, because I see trust being removed from lots of people, and for good reason. Because we are going to now, I'm going to tell you.
It's freaking me out that nothing is showing up here. What is going on with you, YouTube? Get your shit together. Almost at 100 likes, boys. If you're enjoying the show and you forgot to smash the thumbs up, just give it a little tappy tap if you can. And appreciate you guys. And if you want to become a member, it definitely helps. It supports the show, supports the whole channel. You can go into the description and click the link for Patreon as well as in there, or you can click join next to subscribe, and you can also subscribe if you're enjoying the show. That helps, because I get a lot of people that unsubscribe because I'm changing my content. So if you want to help me out, subscribe and replace those people. Thank you very much.
Tell you about a dinner I had with a member of the administration. I'm going to tell you everything that I know, and I'm going to say the things that I do not know. And I am also not going to attest to the veracity, Google it, of the information, how true or false the information is. I'm going to tell you what I was told. Okay? It's not a defense of Trump.
Is it worth reloading it? I don't think I need to reload it. I mean, who cares?
It's not a defense of the administration.
In
fact, I think if they do not release everything they have, they are done. I believe that.
See, then I'll do it.
If they do not release, and I told them that, you need to release everything you have. Pam Bondi needs to be fired.
Okay, I completely agree with that. I completely agree. Release everything you have. Fire Pam Bondi.
I told them that. They know that. The people I spoke to. Person. People. Person. People. They know that. I went to Washington. We had a dinner. It was a small dinner. When did I go?
Wednesday.
I went Wednesday. Here's the rub. Jeffrey Epstein is an innocent man.
Wouldn't that be funny if that's what he started saying now? It's, oh, sorry, guys. Actually, they convinced me Jeffrey Epstein's innocent. And actually, there was nothing to see here, guys. He was actually an outstanding citizen, a philanthropist who, supported many causes.
I'm kidding. That's not the rub. That's not the rub. Yes, it's a blackmail operation. Yes, it was. Yes, this guy's got connections to intelligence. Everybody knows that.
Well, Danny says you revamped your content and people can't handle the quality mark. No, it's all to be expected, right? Like if you create one thing, the way it works now, like people just want that one thing. And if you do something different, people are going to leave. And that's fine. And eventually I'll just be left. If I keep doing this, eventually I'll just be left with the people that are just here for this content. And because this content doesn't get the distribution, it doesn't bring in subscribers yet, because it just goes to people that are already subscribed, which is a problem, because then the only thing that happens if your content's only going to subscribers is people unsubscribe, and there's no new subscribers that come in. But it's fine. It's all par for the course. But yeah, if you're enjoying the show and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe.
Yes, the intelligence is Mossad and CIA, most likely. We all know that. Yes, he was running some type of a blackmail operation, procuring young girls for powerful people. A lot of this was on tape somewhere. When Pam Bondi came out and said, I have 10,000 hours of evidence, what has been told to me is that is porn Epstein downloaded from the internet. It is not the tapes of powerful people in compromising positions. And the person who told me that said, listen.
See, this is a little fishy. Like, so you get all the stuff from the SNYPD or whoever the fuck, SNY federal blah, whatever, that supposedly had all this shit. And everything they sent you is just his private porn collection. It's almost like they're playing a joke on you, Pam Bondi. She's like, I need to get everything, guys. It's like, okay, yeah, just send them all the nastiest porn, and everything else will destroy. Make them look real stupid. It's hard to believe this, dude. It's hard to believe it.
I'm not saying those tapes don't exist. I'm saying that the person who has those tapes is either a foreign intelligence service, Ireland, is a guess, or a billionaire or billionaires, or they have been destroyed. You know, there isn't a tape of Bill Clinton fucking a 12-year-old that Pam Bondi has on her desk. She has commercial pornography downloaded from the internet. The tapes that show incriminating things are with who's ever blackmailing these people.
That's one thing I keep hearing is like, we actually don't have all the blackmail tapes. Some other foreign intelligence agency has them and is using them. You know, most likely Israel, as people like to say. Man, again, it's hard to believe all this. And it's your own fault that I don't believe it, Pam Bondi, because you came out and sold us a big fucking thing. Oh, excuse me. You sold us this thing where you had all these answers. You had all this footage, all this stuff, and it was all coming out. And then the next day it's stop asking questions. What's your problem? Why are you asking questions? What, you believe this hoax? You believe this hoax? I mean, it would have been bad enough if it was just that 180 where Pam Bondi would have came out and said, actually, it was only Epstein and we're not filing any charges and case closed. That would have been bad enough. But then Trump comes out and goes, oh, you believe this Democrat hoax, you idiots? I don't even want you to support me anymore if you believe this Democrat hoax. After Trump is the one telling us that Clinton's on the list and a bunch of them are on the list and blah, blah, blah. Fuck, it's enough to give you whiplash, dude.
Again, this is what was told to me. And that, which, again, from the outside, I can see whoever is running this operation not being dumb enough to let tapes get to the desk of Pam Bondi, who's the Attorney General. Now, again, do I know?
So you're telling me Kash Patel's running the FBI and the people underneath him in the FBI are obfuscating the files and hiding the files from the guy who's running the FBI, who should have access to everything. I guess it's possible, but it's kind of not believable to me that now you guys are in charge and have access to everything, but yet somehow you don't have access to everything.
What is on those tapes? Absolutely not. I really don't want to know. I don't want a trove of pornography delivered so I can analyze it. What was told to me was that those tapes are pornography, some legal, some probably not, that he had downloaded. There are tapes of Epstein walking around his house, and there are photos of underage girls. But there is no tape of Bill Gates or Donald Trump or Bill Clinton engaging in activity with a minor. Okay. However, again, this is told to me at a private dinner that we're having. I'm not going to tell you who it's with. I won't. If you're smart, maybe you know by the end of the episode, but I don't know if you're smart.
I didn't get to the end. We're probably not going to watch this all the way to the end, but at the end, I've heard that it's the hints he gives points to JD Vance.
I don't know if you're smart. I'll drop clues. I'll drop little clues. I'll drop tiny clues. I'll drop tiny clues. But I'm not going to tell you. People speak, I think, under the condition of some type of anonymity here. Truly. No offense. So I'm not going to go out and say who it was. I'm not going to say who it was. Tiny clues. Tiny little clues.
I could be wrong. I read from a comment that somebody said it sounds like it's JD Vance. I don't know. I could be wrong. But that's what I think. I read multiple comments, people saying it was JD Vance he talked to. But again, I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't say exactly, right?
And it wasn't RFK. I couldn't do that for an hour or 2 hour dinner. Can you imagine that? I met Ghislaine and I couldn't do it. That's not who it was. They know they have a problem. They got a big problem. You have to, I don't think the grand jury docs, which I also said you got to unseal all of that. You got to get Bondi to go to a judge and unseal it. That will not satiate people. You need to release all of the documents. Unless
this is the last 30 seconds. All right, P Money, I'll jump to it before we end it. But you're saying he said something about having an Indian dinner. So people are assuming that's JD Vance because his wife's Indian, right? Right? Is that what we're doing here?
You're going to have a big problem.
I do notice that Indian people, they always want to take you to get Indian food. I used to work with a lot of Indian coworkers. And every time we'd go to lunch, I could never get them to go to American food. It was always like, if you had Indian food, come get some Indian food. I'm like, oh. So I learned to love butter chicken. I learned that actually all Indian food isn't bad.
Trump and Epstein were friends for a very long time. The nature of their relationship is kind of a mystery to a lot of people.
Kash Patel's Indian too. Yeah, okay, so it could have been Kash Patel.
People.
Whoever it was somebody high up that likes Indian food. But there's a lot of white people that like Indian food too.
Donald Trump has said, hey, I knew the guy. He traveled in society circles, New York, Palm Beach. Epstein said this guy was my best friend, I think, at one point. I think Trump and Epstein fell out over a house they both wanted to buy. I know that Epstein hit on a young girl at Mar-a-Lago and Trump kicked him out. I don't know where they hung out, what trips they took. I'm unaware of that. People got mad at me on the last episode. They're like, you're covering for Trump. And I'm like, I'm not covering for Trump. Trump has never been accused of anything with an underage person. You know,
well, isn't there that one chick who made again, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know all the details about this, but I saw the video. The chick's face was blurred out, and she talked about how she was 13 years old, and she was recruited to be at these parties, to be one of the girls at these parties, and that there was like a sex orgy going on, and that Trump wanted an HJ. Okay, I'm trying to keep it clean here as much as I can. Trump wanted an HJ. And she said she didn't want to do it, but her handler was like, oh, you got to do it. So and then when she went to do it, Trump was like, no, don't touch it. You need to use gloves. And she had to use a glove to give him an HJ. And apparently she recanted or she backed out, whatever. And then the cope on that is that she had death threats, that she backed out because of death threats. Is she lying? Is she true? Is this, I don't fucking know. I don't know. All these stories can't really be trusted at face value sometimes because, there's a political motive to take these people out. But yeah, I think there was, so to say there was no accusation, there are accusations, I think. Unless I'm wrong.
He's clearly a guy that's driven like a lot of people by sex, and he's clearly somebody that has probably acted inappropriately. But he was never accused of being with somebody who's underage. And I think a lot of people that don't like Trump would tell you that wasn't his thing. A lot of these women he was with, Ivana, Marla Maples, are kind of like Vegas showgirls. They look like 35, even when they're 25, a lot of them. They're just caked in makeup, huge hair, tits out. They're in like a gold, I mean, now is it impossible that Epstein or whoever has some compromising material on Trump? Absolutely not. I don't know. But I only suggested that thus far, that is not something he's been accused of doing.
It's just the way he's behaving. It's as if he did something. He's got something to hide. So if you have nothing to hide, stop behaving like you have something to hide. Okay? You're acting like a guilty person.
Okay, that doesn't mean that it's impossible. It's obviously not impossible. And in order to get this type of speculation to quiet down, they have to release everything that they have. And I told this person that. And this person knows that.
But yet they still won't release everything because they have nothing, guys. Because that's it. There's nothing there. It's a hoax, guys. You were hoaxed. You were hoaxed by the Democrats. Even though it was mostly the MAGA movement that was pushing for this shit. The Democrats didn't give a fuck.
And we also discussed Ghislaine. I think it's Ghislaine. No one offered Ghislaine a plea deal. Nobody went to Ghislaine Maxwell and said, give up somebody and we will reduce your sentence. And that could be for a couple of reasons. They didn't want to give a plea deal to a pedophile. That's certainly not a popular thing to do. But it could also be because people didn't want Ghislaine to be like, actually, I have a funny story. People didn't want that. They weren't looking forward to that. They said, keep your trap shut. Now, I said at this dinner, I said, Ghislaine must speak. She should testify before Congress. A couple of the people at the dinner, again, it was a small dinner, 3 or 4 people, about 4 people, 3, 4, then 3.
Look, if they're really interested in getting to the truth, I mean, yeah, okay, testify in front of Congress, whatever, if we had a government that actually cared, they would probably do this behind closed doors, do an investigation, and then come out and go, guys, we actually have charges now. We're pressing charges against this person, that person, this person, because of our star witness, Ghislaine Maxwell, has decided to speak. Are they? But no, it's almost like what I think Tim just said. It's almost like they don't want her to talk.
They knew.
I think the guy that runs WikiLeaks, you know how bad I am with names, dude. Fucking shit. I don't know. Julian Assange. He said the reason they won't give us the files is because if they were to release all the blackmail they had, they would lose all the fucking power they've spent who knows how many years building up through this blackmail operation. The government would, not just the Epsteins of the world. The actual government is using this shit.
They said
that's
that
very
is
believable
not
to me.
On the table at the moment, but it's not impossible. Nobody's super jazzed about it. Like, it's been suggested. Like, I thought I had the idea first. I didn't. Other people had suggested it. Why don't we get this bitch? We know where this bitch is. We know where she is. Let's get her. Let's put her under oath. Let's have her raise the right hand, and let's have her talk about what this operation was. That has not been warmly received by anybody over there, right?
It's a good point, MAKO. Instead of investigating it, they have dinner with podcasters to convince them everything is fine. I wonder if there's any investigation going on behind the scenes. It doesn't seem like it because their whole thing was, we're closing it, nothing to see here, move on. So that is sad to think about that. There's no like fucking super intelligent like Federal Bureau investigator who's like behind the scenes, you know, like a fucking cold case episode, just going through all the details and tracking everybody. Nobody's doing that in the government. Nobody. I don't think anybody's doing it right now.
Left, center, a lot of people in Washington were not excited, and probably New York, Palm Beach, London, any city you can afford. People weren't jazzed about that. They weren't pumped up about her testifying. You know how you meet your friend and they're pumped up, they're running a 5K and they're pumped up and they're excited about it. And they're telling everyone they know about, I'm doing a 5K. Yeah, it's good to see you. I got to keep running. I'm training for a 5K. And they're pumped up and they're excited. And they keep talking about this thing they're doing to keep pumping. This is the opposite of that. Ghislaine Maxwell testifying in front of Congress, kind of the opposite of that. No one's running through the streets going, let's get her to testify. Won't it be fun? That's not happening. It's not exciting to a lot of people.
It's exciting to me, dude. What's exciting about it is the possibility that, hey, if you wanted to really fucking bring people to justice, she's the one to go to. It's like if you arrest like a high-level drug dealer, right? And you know that they understand the whole fucking plot. They know every person involved. They know how the operation, who it flows through. Dude, that's gold. Now you get that guy to flip and you fucking take down the whole operation. But I don't think there's any fucking will to do that.
I've not embraced it. I think it's a good idea. I told the people at the dinner that. They kind of agreed. They get it. Put her under oath. Put her in the chair.
No. Waterboard her ass. Offer her a deal and be like, hey, you know what? We'll give you 5 years or something, right? And yeah, you'll be a sexual predator forever listed and blah, 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 blah. But we'll give you, 5 years instead of 20 if you give us everything. And then if she says no, then you just start waterboarding her ass.
The problem is she's going to want something to testify. And now you're cutting the sentence of a pedophile. Now, what if because Ghislaine's an asset. She's an intelligence asset. She's probably not going to hang people with the testimony. She knows how to do that. She knows how to say things without saying things. I'm guessing. I would imagine, unless she just decides to just fucking burn it all down. But she probably won't. Her dad, I think a team of people stormed his yacht, threw him off.
I heard about Robert Maxwell. He was out on his yacht. Ghislaine Maxwell's father died in very fishy circumstances. He was out in his yacht. The last thing he said, he was calling to tell him to lower the air condition because it was too hot. And then a little later he called him. He said, now it's too cold. Turn off the air condition. And then he was found just floating in the water by some other boat. And nobody knows how he ended up in the water. So who knows? Yeah, maybe if some fucking hit team went in there and just threw him off the boat. Or who knows? Maybe he fucking... who knows, dude? But yeah, it's very suspicious.
4 Israeli prime ministers were at his funeral. Hopefully they'll be at mine as well for different reasons. But the heads of the Mossad, he got a great burial plot in Israel. It's his whole thing. They literally said he's done more for Israel, things we can't even say right now. He was a big asset. And I think Ghislaine values that. That's dad. That's her daddy. That's dad. You gotta love your dad. Me and my father don't have the greatest relationship. I still love my dad. I like things about my father. I like that he does things like that I do. He looks down on people that are not that lower than him, almost not lower than him. But I like that about him. He looks way down on people that are not that much lower than him, and I do as well. I judge severely the people who are not that much lower than me.
All right, yeah, we're going to cut it there. But yeah, I mean, at least we'll get some information, but it sounds like they're not interested in doing like what Tim's saying, releasing the files. Sounds like they're just trying to get Tim to shut up. Like, hey, Tim, stop, please. Let's have a meeting. How can we convince you that, we're on the right side here? And it's like, and then they say, oh, yeah, we agree the files should be released. Oh, yeah. Okay, then why don't you release them? You agree, but yet, we're getting shit. We're getting nothing. We get some stupid video that proves nothing. Give me a break, dude. Let me go take a pee. I'll be right back, guys.
Oh, my, what could it be? It looks like it's technical difficulties. Or maybe someone is at the door. Or maybe Ping just don't want to be here no more. Or maybe he just wants to pee. Or grab a little protein. Whatever the case may be, Ping will be right back. That's a guarantee. We're having technical difficulties. difficulties. We're having technical difficulties. We're having technical difficulties. We're having technical difficulties. Hello, hello, are you there? Hey, where are you? We're having technical difficulties. We're having technical difficulties. We're having technical difficulties. We're having technical difficulties. Oh my, what could it be? It looks like it's technical difficulties. Or maybe someone is at the door. Or maybe Ping just don't want to be here no more. Maybe he just wants to pee or grab a little protein. Whatever the case may be, Ping will be right back, that's a guarantee. We're having technical difficulties.
What do you think? Is it worth it to keep watching? Have you guys seen this whole clip? Should we keep watching it or should we move on? I don't want to watch the whole thing. Feels like he's already kind of got his point out, you know? What do we have next? Oh, this was wild, man. There was a fucking, I forget, was this Kentucky, Ohio border? Some border where a bridge connects two states. These protesters try to march down the bridge, and these police were not fucking around. I wonder why they weren't fucking around. Is it possible that blocking a bridge might cause people to die if an emergency vehicle needs to get through that bridge? Is that possible? I think some of these cops, they're done fucking around. Then we'll get to the PBD one next.
She's press. She's press. She's a reporter. She's a reporter.
Well, I mean, just because you're a reporter doesn't, if you're doing something illegal, if you're blocking a fucking bridge that emergency service vehicles need to get through in case somebody needs to be rescued from death, then fuck you. You shouldn't be on the bridge blocking it with the rest of the protesters.
She's a reporter. I'm also a reporter. We're allowed to document. What's your badge number?
Sure, they're all reporters, right? Every one of them's a reporter. Yeah, these cops did not fuck around. Got a nice little shiny paintball gun. Do they not understand if they're blocking a major fucking bridge that's the only way in and out of an area, that you're literally could be causing the death of some old lady who has an emergency and needs fucking ambulances to get there? Do they not understand this? Do they not understand the cause and effect of their actions and why police would react this way? I don't think they do. Oh shit. She's not fucking around. That's terrifying. Anytime you see a blonde chick running with a fucking shotgun. Hands up. Hands up. They're quick on that trigger, bro. Yeah, so they start beating the shit out of this guy over here. I don't know. Is that too much? Is that too much? Oh man, at least they didn't throw him off the bridge, right? Here's an idea. Maybe don't block the bridges, dumbass. I don't know. This is really one of those fuck around and find out moments. It really is. Is the last minute really worth playing, P Money? Okay, I'll go back to it. We'll play the last minute after this. And they always go, I'm not resisting, as they resist and refuse to let them fucking handcuff them. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. It's like, yeah, you're fucking resisting, dude. Just calm the fuck down.
Get back. You don't care that I'm getting back. You get back or you'll get back. Get back now. I'm allowed to witness this. No, you're not. When we tell you that's a lawful order, get back.
It's like everybody says they're press now. Everybody's got a phone. Everybody's press. It's like, yeah, well, it doesn't matter at this point. You're with this crowd that's illegally blocking a throughway or whatever the fuck it's called in the law, and a very important one that could cause people to die because now emergency service vehicles can't get through. Who gives a fuck if you're press? You're part of the problem at this point. And if you were press, maybe you should have been a little smarter and stayed off the bridge and got like a drone to film it or some shit. So yeah, I just, there's still protests going on, but the cops are not. I mean, especially in Kentucky. I think these are Kentucky cops, or Ohio cops. I forgot which two states it is where they meet, like at this bridge. But they're not fucking around. So what police are they? Covington? Yeah, Kentucky. I think it's Covington, Kentucky police. I think. They don't fuck around in Kentucky, boys. Last 10 minutes, you said? Or last minute? All right, we'll go to the last minute. So let's go 59.
Edit. And they know that the thing that needs to happen here is Bondi needs to be fired. And Ghislaine should testify. And people know that you need to release everything. They know that. I don't know if that's going to happen. And I don't know if any of what I was told is true. But it does stand to reason that these tapes are not with Pam Bondi, who's a buffoon. And that these tapes, and I'm sure they exist, are somewhere else if they haven't been destroyed. They're either with a foreign intelligence service or our own or both. There's some kind of dead man switch on something. I don't know. I lack the ability to know. But the people I've spoken to, they get it? They understand that this is the problem. I'm not going to say who they are. It's not fair to say who they are. I will not say that. We had a nice time. We had steaks. We had some salad, and it was nice. I won't say who they are. I was a little worried that it was going to be Indian food.
Okay, so I'm thinking it's Kash Patel now.
Good luck out there.
Okay, I'm thinking it was Kash Patel. Okay, Kash Patel or JD Vance. I think that's what people are thinking. Could be either one. Maybe it was both of them. Maybe they both showed up. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's the last of it. So let's get to the little the cat fight. PBD. Dude, I don't think Adam's going to be much longer on this podcast. Yeah, I get it. That's all part of the thing is they fight and blah blah blah. It seems like they're a band. This is what's hard about doing a podcast. Like, this is why it's nice that I do a podcast by myself. I don't got to worry about anybody else's emotions or feelings, or that I get along with the person I'm doing a podcast with, or or that we might have a little tiff or something. When you have this, it's like a band, and it's just a matter of time before everybody starts fucking hating each other and egos get in the way and yada, yada, yada. We'll see. I mean, PBD just right away, he looks like he's not very happy.
Do you know Lex Wexner? Am I saying the name correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know Lex Wexner, who he had as his power of attorney that could make decisions on everything about his assets and
it was Epstein.
Money? You know who who he gave power of attorney to.
And why? Probably because he was blackmailed. I would think. That would probably explain why you'd give your fucking power of attorney to Jeffrey Epstein.
To Lex Wexner? Can you type in, did Lex Wexner give power of attorney to Epstein? Type in, did Lex Wexner, if you can ask it in ChatGPT, did Lex Wexner give power of attorney to Epstein? So watch this here. At one point, he gave a form.
Wow.
Look at this.
What?
Lex Wexner gave a full power of attorney to Epstein in 1991. Why? This guy's a $10 billion guy today. The legal authority granted Epstein sweeping control of Wexner's personal finances, including the ability to hire staff, sign checks, buy and sell properties, and borrow money. Do you know what ends up happening with Wexner and Epstein? So you know how they always talk about the fact that Epstein had the most expensive residence in Manhattan?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how he got the most
How?
Do you know the story?
No, I honestly don't.
Lex Wexner gifted him a $77 million most expensive big.
How do you not know this story, dude? You've been living under a fucking rock?
Biggest residence in Manhattan.
Gifted him.
Validated.
Gifted a
yes.
$70 million house.
Did Les Wexner gift Jeffrey Epstein the most expensive private residence in Manhattan? Private resident in Manhattan. Watch this. Did he? Let's see. Maybe
$70 million.
I think it was $77 million.
Holy
Yes. At the time, he bought it at $13.2 million. When he gave it to him, reportedly Epstein formally acquired the house from Wexner, reportedly around $20 million, and he gave it to him as a form of a gift, $0. Today, it's valued at $56 to $77 million. Why?
Bro, people don't get rich giving things away. People that get rich are the most fucking stingy, greedy ass motherfuckers in the world. People that get that rich. I'm not talking about the people that just make a good living. People that become billionaires, they ain't giving shit away for free. They probably don't barely even tip in the fucking first place unless they're on camera. Then it's a big tip. They want to make a social media post like, look how much I tip. And then, but he's just gonna give away a $77 million mansion in New York City to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm sure there was no blackmail involved, boys. I'm sure that's all on the up and up. He just felt very generous. Why
would he gift him? I mean, on every day we get gifts like this. Now, what is Lex Wexner tied to? What controversy does Lex Wexner have?
Victoria's Secret?
A lot of stuff that this guy's got controversy tied to him. So now, you go to, his property in New Mexico. Are you familiar with Jeffrey Epstein's property in New Mexico?
No,
Are you
but
familiar with
no,
that
but
one,
not to
Tom?
cut you off. Is that Pat? That location is in Manhattan, correct?
Yes.
Do you know who his next door neighbor was?
Who?
You'll never guess.
Who?
He was just in that video next to Trump that you on the tarmac.
Did he?
Howard Lutnick. Is Howard Lutnick neighbors with Jeffrey Epstein in New York on 11 East Street 70?
We talked about that on a previous episode where Trump's on the tarmac, saying it's a hoax and everybody's stupid for falling for it. And then you got the guy right over his left shoulder going, just laughing like a retard at everything Trump's saying. Oh, you just happen to, be next door neighbors with Epstein. But it's just coincidence, guys. Just coincidence. If I remember right, PBD is going to shoot this down. He's going to shoot it down.
21st Street.
I don't know the link between those two.
No, I'm just saying they're literally next door
listen,
neighbors.
bro, when you're
rich
that's kind of
and
like
powerful in New York City.
Somebody saying, "Did you know Patrick Bet-David is neighbors with
Messi?"
I
Yeah,
don't.
it's
I don't
because
know.
they're the only guys that can afford the neighborhood.
But listen,
Jeffrey Epstein.
I get that, but let me continue a little bit more.
So,
Do you know Epstein had one property that nobody talks about, the 8,000-acre Zorro Ranch in New Mexico? You ever heard about this property?
I've heard of it through you, but I never did that
If
much.
you type in this property, it's 8,000 acres. Do you know what he was doing here? Transhumanism.
What's that?
Okay, so he was trying to find a way to pass his DNA and populate Epstein kids through his DNA
So
because
Elon
he was
Musk,
interested in eugenics and a bunch of different things, and he had multiple helipads. There's a lot of weird things. Do you know 2 days before he allegedly killed himself is when he created a trust that he moved his $577 million to called the 1953 Trust? Do you know he did that 2 days before he killed himself? There are just too many weird things. So 2 days before you commit suicide.
Allegedly.
And
is it
do you
still
know
active?
apparently, huh?
It is still
Allegedly.
active?
It's still active. And by the way, that money, that $577 million, in that trust is still moving till today. It went all the way down to 100. Went all the way down.
Dalkini, dude, as soon as you said that, I'm like, yeah, you're right. Dalkini says Patrick sounds like an Iranian Christopher Walken. I can kind of see it. If he exaggerated his speech a little more like Christopher Walken, it would be dead on.
To $40 million. It
Good
just got another
observation.
$114 million. I think it's around $150 million right now, and it's moving. So that trust is constantly moving. It's called the 1953 trust. 2 days before, there you go, 2 days before his death, he signed a new will that transferred his entire fortune to this trust called the 1953 trust. 2 days before, little suspect. Just too many things that are suspect. So the more and more and more the president brings attention to it, the more and more and more causes average day-to-day people to research, to get a little bit deeper and say, by the way, think about the people that...
That's all part of the plan. Like a lot of these, the MAGA cult are coping like, oh, this is all part of the plan. Trump planned this to get everybody talking about it. So Trump planned this. Yeah, okay, dude. He planned it, and it wasn't him totally fucking up every aspect of it. Oh, it was all planned. It was 100D chess, guys.
Take one story to be interested in Epstein. Mm-hmm. Then think about people that need 5 people to mention it to be interested in Epstein. Mm-hmm. Then think about people that need 50 people. Then think about people that were never interested, the bottom 50% that now the president keeps talking about. You're forcing those guys to not be interested. Mm-hmm. You're doing it because you keep talking about it. No one's bringing more attention to this than him. So either fire a few people, refocus your attention on all the great things that you're doing, or guess what? Stop talking about it. Make a choice. One of those two. Adam, thoughts?
I mean, there's so much to unpack here. I'd like to play maybe a little game, if I may, before you tell me what's my point. The point is I want to play a game. And maybe this game is directed at Vinny, but I'd like...
Is Vinny already sighing deeply? Did I hear that right? Is Vinny in the background going... Oh, just as soon as Adam opens up his fucking dumb mouth. Oh, I'm on the volume. Where am I at? Oh, here we go.
I mean, there's so much to unpack here. I'd like to play maybe a little game, if I may, before you tell me what's my point. The point is I want to play a game. And maybe this game is directed at Vinny, but I'd like your contribution.
That's the sigh of somebody who's definitely had enough of your dumb ass, dude. When you just start talking, I want to play a game. Not this fucking shit again, dude. I'm telling you, they hate each other.
Let's go as far as we possibly can down the rabbit hole. I mean this. Okay. Let's go to where you think this is going to lead. Everyone's out there we're figuring it out. Like, you ever seen Always Sunny?
Not really.
You ever seen Always Sunny? Can you show that image? Because this is kind of where I think we're headed. Is Charlie from Always Sunny... It's like, you know what's going on here? This guy found him, and he found him, blah, 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 blah. And it turned out, bro, you haven't slept in weeks. I'm not saying that about you.
Yeah, that's what it is. We're all just crazy, and we've gone fucking psychotic. That's what he's saying, right? We've all basically gone psychotic over this. The thing is, we have no information to even put like shit together. We just have tidbits of information that point us in the right direction. But that's the problem, is we don't even have the information to do that. To be there fucking with a board tying strings together and shit. That'd be nice if we did. Maybe if they gave us some transparency, we could go crazy like that.
I'm saying when you go down a road, what I want to do.
He's talking about you.
Maybe I am.
Definitely talking about you.
My stupid loser friend Vinny.
Go ahead.
Love you, bro.
Go ahead.
But let's go down as far as down the rabbit hole. Because as you know, I'll go down like.
Look at, they do every time Adam starts talking too. They're like, "Hurry the fuck up and make your point, dude." Jesus Christ, will you fucking shut up already?
The rabbit hole, like,
Can you just get there already?
Guys,
Adam?
you know what?
In the hole.
I'm telling you, dude. They don't even have the patience to let this guy fucking talk. They hate him that much.
Everyone can rant forever. I go 30 seconds. What's your point?
Get in your hole.
I'm done with that.
Not what's your point. Get to the point.
I'm getting to the point, guys.
Go.
I want to go down the rabbit hole because I'll go take a look and be like, nah, don't want to go in here.
Get to the rabbit hole.
Sir.
Oh.
Let's go down. Like, where do you think this all leads? Let's say all your convictions and all your questions.
And, yeah.
Where do you think it ends? And once you find that answer, what then? So let's go. We find out actually what you think it is.
Okay.
Say it.
Okay.
And then what happens then? And then I want to understand what.
Okay. What I think, Adam, Vincent Oshana's opinion is that Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent working for a foreign country, setting up shop, getting blackmail on everybody, singers, actors, politicians, everybody under the sun, maybe even a sitting president. Adam, I don't know. He visited the White House. Let's just say that.
Yep.
They take all that footage. And mind you, this is a Mossad, Israel-approved blackmail ring to have men traffic children, women, men, kids, whatever, have sex with these people, have all the footage, have all the files. So then, Adam, once they're all gone, you can use it for policy, make this law to affect our policy, okay? No, all the victims, everything, all, they're never going to get any justice. Then the guy who was running it, either he suicided himself or something happened to him, or in the 3 minutes of that footage that was doctored multiple times from Adobe Pro, by the way, they're the worst at covering their tracks, maybe he walked out of the cell.
Guys, it's called Adobe Premiere Pro, okay? I know a lot of you guys are too rich to ever do your own fucking editing and you just pay some fucking dude. By the way, what these fuckers pay editors, it's fucking abusive, dude. It's abusive. Like, I've done a little bit of editing work. I've been lucky to be paid well because I have a name, brand, and all that. But I see what some of these fucking editors get paid, and it's sad. It's sad. Fucking pay your editors better, dude.
Some people
I don't know what PBD pays their editors, but I'm sure they have editors on the staff probably making $30,000 a year or some shit.
Saying the photo of him laying there with his hook nose isn't even really him.
Hook nose.
Hold on. No, I'm saying his nose. No, the guy that they switched out. Yeah. They're saying, I'm just telling you all the options out of
Let's go. Keep going.
So that guy and his suicide. So now people want to know, like, who has all this footage? Because the FBI.
Do me a favor, Rob. Show me that one image again.
Yo.
The one of Charlie?
Yeah. Keep going, Rob.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay. So, and the FBI's chain
They didn't even show us the. What the fuck was the point of that?
of custody, guys. I don't know if you know this or not.
Vinny.
The FBI's chain of it's documented, it's processed, evidence remains intact. So in the Epstein case, the FBI seized Adam 300 gigabytes. That's a lot. Okay. Data on his property, videos, hard drives, CDs labeled with disturbing titles, official records. So Adam.
Yeah, those are the CDs. I think they were. I forget if they're CDs or floppy disks or whatever. But yeah, okay, 300 gigabytes of shit recovered. But yet now they're telling us, oh, it was all just it's his own private porn stash. Even though some of the shit was labeled the way you would label something if it was a blackmail tape, it'd be like young, and then female name, and then the name of the dude she was with. Okay, maybe that's just the way he happened to label his porn. I'm sure, nothing to see here, boys. Nothing to see here. I'm sure you're not taking all that blackmail and using it now and becoming just as bad as Epstein.
The FBI has strict, crazy protocols. What happened to all of it, Adam?
Okay.
Hold on, Adam. Whistleblowers even say that, all of this was here. Now, all of a sudden, Adam, it's all gone. Okay, so you know what that means, Adam? Mossad, Israel government, has all the footage. They have all the dirt, and they're influencing our policy. The president of the United States, Adam, has flipped and changed his tune like that.
Okay.
Like that. So, Adam, I have a problem, and I'm pretty sure the majority of the losers and the idiots that you think are out here watching it are not comfortable with our president, who we've been ride or die with him, now changing the tune, saying, you guys are losers. I don't need your support anymore. Because, Adam, I don't give a shit how many wins he's stacked up. And I love that he's doing it. For him to go, don't worry about the blackmail sex trafficking thing. Just shut up about it, because I've done so good for you. That's like having a dad, Adam, that buys you the bike, gives you the ice cream, does everything for you. But guess what, Adam? He's, sleeping with underage kids in the neighborhood, but who cares? He gave you the bike, he gave you the house, he has a roof over.
I think Vinny's my favorite on PBD. I don't really like Patrick Bet-David. I don't know. Maybe I'm just he just comes across too much like he's trying to be everybody's dad. Like every time they're together, it's like it's a CEO meeting and he's got to have the CEO hat on. It's fucking annoying. But I'm liking Vinny. I like Vinny, and he's funny too. I've seen some of his sketches and shit. He's a funny guy. Maybe Vinny is the one that's got the real talent here. How about that?
Over your head. I'm uncomfortable with that, Adam, and that's why I know it drives you crazy. 1,200% of the internet.
Crazy
no, 1,200% of the internet wants to know the truth, and guess what? Nobody believes him.
Okay.
And nobody believes, Adam, that Mossad didn't have anything to do with it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So let me just.
Is that guy? Show that picture, Rob. That's me, Adam.
Oh, did you catch that? Did you catch that? When Adam asked them to show a picture, did they show the picture? No, they just ignored him and fucking moved on. Vinny asked them to pull up a picture. Immediately, the picture gets pulled up. I don't even think the crew likes fucking Adam, dude. I think the crew doesn't even like him. It's sad. Poor Adam. Adam, you need to move on, bro. Go somewhere where you're appreciated, okay? Because they don't appreciate you here.
Oh my God. Adam, somebody asking questions and connecting dots. That's who you think I am.
If you're wrong, that may very well be you.
Prove me wrong.
Well,
there's no fucking proof.
All right. So then,
where's the proof?
Okay, so then we'll go around in circles.
Go ahead.
So let me just unpack this. Mossad is at the top of the list. There's nobody bigger on this particular thing.
Meaning he was working
they're
for
running
them.
the show.
Oh yeah.
So not CIA, not FBI,
that's the main. So
Mossad's number one.
The guy's name is.
I agree, Doc. Adam brings a good dynamic to the show. Yeah, that's what makes it fun. The fact that it's not just a bunch of people agreeing with each other and everybody gets to hate Adam because he's the heel. He says all the dumb shit that everybody. I get it. But they still have to get along to a certain degree. I don't think they're getting along. Like, you can have debates. Like, I'll have Davey on. Me and Davey will shit on each other and have heated debates. But afterwards, like, we're boys. It's all good. But I don't know if they really, cause it seems like there's some real hatred brewing between these guys.
Jeffrey Epstein, Ehud Barak,
and it is kind of fucked. Like, okay, I get it. You, it's better to have somebody on the other side, but to be on the other side of the Epstein thing, to be the guy that's like, oh, you're all crazily you're all a bunch of losers obsessed with the Epstein. You're like a bunch of losers who like the Tiger King. Okay, Adam, did you not watch Tiger King in 2020? Tell me that you didn't watch Tiger King in 2020. Okay, dude. Okay. I thought it was a dumb craze, but I watched it because what the fuck else was there to do in 2020?
All these guys were visiting his apartment. There's photos covering their faces leaving his house.
So yeah, because he's Jewish, obviously Mossad.
Okay, and hold on, but because you want to go there, Adam.
Is Adam Jewish? P Money. Hey, look, Viva Fry's Jewish as well, but you don't see him covering up for this bullshit, right? Just because you're Jewish doesn't mean you can't fucking see the writing on the wall that this is a cover up and call it out. A lot of good Jews do. So I don't know, but point made.
As of late, has Donald Trump, who was beefing with Bibi, because Bibi and them had Mike Waltz in a cabinet meeting texting Israel, trying to get us into a war with Iran. Trump was like, no. He was like, hell no. Went to the Middle East, didn't even visit him. And then all of a sudden, Adam, I'm going to go to war, I'm going to bomb, and Epstein is all bullshit. So weird, Adam. Isn't that weird?
I'm going to ask some questions before.
Yeah.
So Mossad's at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Bibi Netanyahu's controlling Trump. And Israel is dictating policy America.
Hold on.
Is that what's going on?
So you don't think AIPAC in our freaking Congress?
MMA KO. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Red Band. Red Band, I think, still has ownership in Joe Rogan's show. Red Band was a co-creator of Rogan's show. So Red Band's not going anywhere. This is why Red Band will show up on a drop of a notice, if on a drop of a dime, if Jamie's not there. Red Band still has ownership of the show. He was a co-creator of it.
AIPAC as well. Okay.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
It's not hard to put this together.
Obviously, it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
So Israel.
I think about it. Now Red Band's co-creator of Kill Tony. I mean, Red Band's like a fucking, he's producing big things, man.
Controls America.
Israel has very, very strong influence over our policy.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry that it hurts.
Cool. We get it. We found out.
Oh, but hold on, Adam. Right. Does that make me anti-Semitic?
No, it makes you.
Does that make me hate Jewish people?
You haven't said one thing that might not be true.
Okay.
You're probably 100% true. But just in case you're not, let's say you're absolutely right. You did it. You, Vinny Oshana, cracked the code. If I can see that picture one more time.
Yeah.
You cracked the code. You did it. You did it. Congratulations.
Yeah.
No picture. I'm telling you, the crew is dude, that's so funny. Vinny asked for a picture. That picture's up right away. Twice now Adam's asked for the picture, and he's not gotten the picture. Oh, dude, the crew doesn't like him, bro. Dude, the writing's on the wall, okay? You might as well call me Sherlock Ping Holmes, all right? Because I can see what's going on here. Nobody likes him. Not even the cameraman. Not even the producers who are the Jamies that are running the fucking computers. Everybody's clowning on this dude.
Mossad, Epstein, Trump, he's owned.
Yeah.
Now what?
What do you mean?
What do you
now
want to do
what?
now? You cracked the code.
Now what? Everybody that was involved, Adam.
Now what, Adam? Now we fucking put pressure on the administration because people don't understand. The way we really get things done is we don't elect people and then go, oh, yes, sir, whatever you say. No, we elect them and then we bully them to do what the fuck we want. Otherwise, nothing gets done. So that's what we do. We bully the fucking administration. We call them pedophiles. And if they don't, if they don't give us what they want, well, they're not going to get our support and they're going to be a laughingstock. That's how you do it. Or you at least try. You try, What else can you do except fucking try?
Yep. Goes to fucking jail. Okay. There's a trial and you go to jail.
Okay.
Look how easy that is. And Adam, you know why I can be critical as well? How much American dollars goes to Israel every year? Anybody want to guess? $4 billion. So you know what that means? I can have any opinion I want. Because my money is invested in that group.
Well, there's a lot of countries that
I don't care. Then I can talk about all of them.
So that's the only. So let's talk about every other country.
Jail.
Because MMA KO, Red Band gets like 10 people. I think I've seen Red Band streams get like usually around 60 people. Red Band's not streaming to get a bunch of people. Red Band's just chilling on his VR, doing his thing, and then streaming for anybody that wants to join. Red Band's not playing the game to get views on his live streams, okay? If Red Band was to do like what I'm doing, and go, okay, let's talk about shit that's popular, whatever's going on in the culture. Let's go in here, make fun of it, have fun with it. He'd probably get more views, but he's not playing that game. He's like, I'm hanging out, having fun on the VR, and I'm live streaming it. So that kind of stuff obviously not going to get a ton of views, but he doesn't care. He's just doing it for fun. In my humble opinion.
So Israel's the only country that receives money?
No, go back to your point. Okay. What do I want? Adam, I want jail. Okay. And if, God forbid, the president of the United States was involved with it, guess what? Same for him.
Bumpy Johnson, when I interview people, my audience falls off to like 1/3. The last time I did an interview, I had 30 fucking people watching. People aren't interested in my interviews, Bumpy. But like I said before, I need to find a way, because right now it's hard because I need another monitor. I need a third monitor, and then I could properly have guests while I'm in this format still on OBS without having to go on to StreamYard and do it on there. So there will be other interviews and shit. When I'm not in a place, I'm in San Antonio, like, I'm kind of limited to when people come to this area, right? Like when I interviewed Ari Shaffir, he was here in San Antonio performing. When I interviewed Matt McCusker, he was here in San Antonio performing. Alex Jones, I went to Austin, which I'm willing to go to Austin and interview people too, but they'll come, guys. They'll come. I got to build the show. I got to build my numbers up, though. That's a big part of the problem. I don't want to embarrass these big guests by bringing them on this shadow ban throttled fucking shit. And then their views, like with what happened with Matt, it's like... You tell me I interviewed Matt McCusker. It was a fantastic fucking interview, and it couldn't even, like, I forgot what it got. At least Ari's got like 10,000 views, which is still bullshit. But I think Matt's, I forgot what numbers it got on my main channel. I moved it over to my second channel, but there'll be interviews, guys. I'm not lonely. I got all of you guys here. Right? Why do I need somebody else? I'm not lonely. Stop saying I'm lonely.
President.
Our president.
Okay.
If he was
so you want Trump to go to jail now?
If he was with underage girls, 1,000%.
Next station wagons great again. Super chatted $2. It's all gay.
Like he makes the there's a lot of gayness going around these days, but there's nothing wrong with it. You know what? You want to suck dick? It's all good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Thank you for the $2, bro.
17-year-old
I'll say it again. When he was 40 years old, yes.
So you want Trump
to go to jail? Adam, hold on. Let me ask you. Is it illegal? Can you have sex with...
IMP money. I'm moving my regular podcast non-live format where I interview people. I'm moving that over to the other channel. And then if I do live interviews, they'll be on this channel.
The 17-year-old New York?
35 states.
And I might start a clip channel at some point too for my clips. We'll see. Mainly, I just need to grow this show. This show that you're watching here, I need to grow this. And when I grow this, the other things will come along with it. If this is even ever grows. But it seems to be growing. You know, I was starting off at 100 and then 200. Now we were popping 300, and maybe in a month I'll pop 400, and then in a year I'll be at 1,000. Who knows? But yeah, I'm focused on growing this right now.
New York,
the age is 16, and then in certain states it's 18. According to some Muslim scriptures, you could be 9.
So it's okay if he was in a different part of land hooking up with a 16-year-old.
Okay, no, but let me ask one last thing, because I mean, obviously, what I wanted you to do was just get it all out there. Yeah. Thank you for that. You could be right. You could be wrong. So we want Trump to go to jail. Israel's control the United States.
Don't say that. No. Anybody that was guilty of having sex with an underage child belongs to go to jail.
That's sneaky. Oh, so you want Trump to go to jail? Did he fuck kids? If he fucked kids, then yeah, I'd like to see him go to jail. And if he didn't, then yeah, then he shouldn't go to jail. But everybody that was involved, that we can find out, like, hey, yeah, Epstein blackmailed, here's the evidence of what this person was doing. Yeah, those people need to go to jail. And Trump happens to be one of those people. And yeah, he should go to jail.
Including the operation that was blackmailing everybody. Okay. They deserve to freaking...
I got it. So now, where are you going?
Where are you
now?
going?
So no, my point is,
accountability, Adam.
Listen, what I'm sick of.
Welcome, Doc. I hope you'll stick around and keep watching. Just know that there will probably be episodes where you will disagree with me and probably hate me.
People doing is skirting around the issues. Just say how you feel.
I've been saying it for
yeah.
Perfect.
So let me
then last question. Last question. Who do you trust more?
Oh, here we go with this. This is always what their last effort is like. Who do you trust more? It's not a trust thing. It's not a trust thing. It's a transparency thing. Stop telling me to trust you as you give me no information. And if you did want me to somehow trust you, maybe you'd start being transparent and giving us more information, giving us everything you fucking possibly can. But this whole trust me bro thing is like, you think this is going to win the argument? No. It just shows that you're a fucking cult member.
Donald Trump, JD Vance, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi.
Who do I trust the most?
Or whoever's the loudest people on the internet, Tucker, Candace, Dave Smith. Who do you trust more out of that group? No. It's a binary option.
No, hold on.
Who do you trust more?
Adam, I don't trust anybody that's lying to me blatantly in my face. The correlation doesn't match because those guys are asking the questions at him. They don't know either. They don't know 100%, but you know what they want? Yeah. Stop bullshitting us. He just nailed it. Why do you keep talking about it? We're talking about it because of you.
Okay, stop yelling. Just because you're yelling, you're not
right.
No,
it just pisses me off.
I actually do. I have a third monitor. I just have to I got to order from Amazon the connections because I don't have, it's an old monitor, so I have to get one of those like, there's things that will allow me to make it a DVI connection. So yeah, I can do it. It's just also, I already, my desk is already pretty fucking full, dude. So we'll figure it out.
You can be loud and you can be wrong. It's hard to be loud and wrong.
Show me where I'm wrong and I'll shut up.
But the point is you're not right. But here we go.
Ben Stevens became a member.
Welcome to the team, Ben. Thank you, brother.
He's not 100%. He's lying.
So 100% Kash Patel's a liar.
From what he said, Adam, he was in the administration. He said they had all of it.
Is Dan Bongino a liar?
Yes, yeah, he did. Adam.
Okay,
yeah, he did.
Is Pam Bondi a liar?
Yes, blatantly lying in front of our face.
Is Trump a liar?
I think so, Adam.
Is JD Vance?
I think they're all lying to us, Adam.
Okay,
yeah.
And so
even if it's a little lie,
okay,
they
so
lie.
How about this?
They're
all liars.
Yeah.
Who's right? Because you probably absorbed a lot of content on X. I assume. I know X is your thing.
No.
Who's right out there?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're being manipulated by all the Jew hate on X. That's what it is. I think that's his point here. Is like this does seem, now that I'm watching this, it does seem like he's kind of sensitive. Like a lot of Jewish people are. They're sensitive to the Epstein thing because it's like going to become a thing where it's all Jewish hate. Like, I'm sorry, if there are, like any other race, if the Jews are involved in any way, like, and I won't say the Jews, it's dumb to say the Jews, but like the Israeli government and Mossad and all that, then yeah, they all need to fucking face justice. All of them. But they never will.
Out there.
And that includes our CIA and any other intelligence agencies involved. In fact, it'd be nice to see the people of every country kind of rise up against these intelligence agencies and say, enough's enough. You guys are not helping us. You're making the world a worse place. So we need to stop doing this. This is old school, stupid shit that needs to be done with.
Go ahead. You've already gone 99%. Let's go 100. This person, this person, this person. I trust them.
Adam.
Who is it?
I don't trust anybody.
Who do you give the most trust to?
Here's my thing.
Who do you give the most?
He's asking a question.
Spoken like a true con man. Oh, who would you trust? Would you trust that guy or would you trust me? You know I'd never do anything to you, baby. You know I'd never cheat on you, baby. Oh, no, forget it. No, that text message. Nope. I don't even know who she is, baby. Baby, you don't trust me, baby. Baby. It's like, that's what it's like, dude. Fucking losers.
Credibility, too.
Because he's asking.
Once you start with the trust me, bro argument, you've lost me, dude.
Asking you a question. So you're saying those people are lying. If they're lying, who's lying less?
Yeah.
Who's telling the truth?
You were willing to say that the director of the FBI, the president of the United States are all liars.
100%
Who's
lying.
more
Cash
right than
lying.
them?
Bongino lying. Trump, you're like, I think
Who's
he's
more
lying.
right than them?
Yeah.
If that's 100%, who's 100% telling the truth?
Well, all the victims that were out there. Hold on.
Okay.
All the FBI reports. All the. By the way,
But name
go
names.
To, hold
But
on.
name names. 'Cause you were
Virginia Giuffre.
Okay.
Giuffre,
All right.
who said, hold on, since we're going to go back to Prince Andrew, she was underage and the prince was there having sex with me.
Yeah.
Time out.
No,
Time out.
hold on.
Time out.
And with photographic evidence to back it up. So yeah, but nothing was going. That was the only time, guys. That was the only time a woman was trafficked to a high-level elite. That's it, guys. That's it. Oh, never happened again. Was a one-time mistake. Where there's smoke, there's fucking fire, dude.
I believe her, and I believe the rest of the victims, Adam, that all of a sudden we don't know where they are.
But the victims don't know what the top Mossad intelligence was. So who do you think knows those answers?
Adam,
it's easy to say the victim.
Listen to me. Trump, Dan Bongino, Casper Telday, they all know what is going on. But
That's not the
they're
question.
like-
No, that's not the
Who
question.
do you trust them? Is it Candace? Is it Tucker? Is it Dave Smith? Is it Dan Bilzerian? Who do you think is this guy knows what he's talking about?
Dan Bilzerian? Are people listening? This is the shit that annoys me. Like, retards, straight up retards like Dan Bilzerian and Jake Shields. Like, they're becoming the mouthpiece of this movement. Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah. Do we have any people with a lower IQ we can put in charge of this movement to have a voice for this movement? Can we find anybody dumber than them? Because I don't think they're dumb enough. We need dumber people.
Who's that person?
Adam,
Is it you?
I trust for all the stuff that I'm seeing, all the stuff that I'm reading, all the dots that we can.
Yeah, let's put Kanye in charge, Green Juice. That'll be the one.
You think?
I have a problem with
because
that.
to
Shit, I trust Kanye more than those guys, to be honest.
me,
Yeah, let's appoint Kanye as a special prosecutor and let him run with it, dude. I think I would trust his results and what he told us a lot more than any politician, to be honest.
to me, the moment, like if you pull up power versus force, Rob, the chart, which one of these feelings do you currently have right now? Go to second one. Yeah, zoom in a little bit.
In my life?
No,
Right
right
on this
now.
particular
at this
issue.
specific moment.
Yes.
At this specific moment, and I want you to go to the third column. You know where it says level? So go all the way to the bottom. Shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger.
What is this shit? Is this some shit from one of your stupid fucking MLM courses, dude? God view, self, all being, one loving, wise, merciful, inspiring, enabling. I don't know. This shit is just a bunch of gobbledygook, dude.
Pride, courage,
I'm angry.
Okay.
I'm obviously angry.
Okay,
Angry patriot.
So, by the way,
Look at his shirt.
No, but
Yeah.
by the way,
I get it. Bless you, sir.
so you're angry,
Yes.
and how many people you think are feeling that way as well?
A lot of people.
What do you think it is?
From our base.
Oh,
from our base, 90% are furious.
I don't think it's 90%. I think honestly, it's 20 to 30%.
Dude, this cope needs to stop. We need to stop pretending like this is not a massive amount of people who supported Trump who are now going, I'm done. I can't trust this fucking guy anymore. He just lied to me. He's lying to my face. He's insulting my intelligence. And then he's pretending like I'm a bad person now because I want fucking transparency. Oh, but his approval among Republicans is at 98%. Yeah, we trust that. We trust those polls. And we trust your poll over my fucking eyes, what my eyes tell me. Okay, dude.
Okay. And I'll tell you why, and kind of walk it through why I think it's 20 to 30%. So which people here, like where do you put Trump right now in the way he's handling Epstein? How is Trump handling Epstein right now?
I'd put him in
a 0. I'd give him a 0. Out of 100, a fucking 0. If I could go negative, I would. Maybe if I could go negative, it'd be like a negative infinity.
Acceptance and reason category in power.
I actually don't. I don't put him
Trump in this?
Yeah. Where does Trump in this, right? On the way he's handling the Epstein.
Would you go fear?
I would put fear.
He's scared.
I think, Tom, what would you?
You guys get so upset every time I talk shit about Jake Shields. I'm sorry. Look, Jake Shields is a genius, guys. He's a fucking genius. We all need to follow Jake Shields, okay? I hope you feel better now. God, Jesus Christ.
It's funny you said that. I said I was
Jake Shields for president, Dan Bilzerian for VP, guys. There we go. They're going to solve the country.
about to say fear, or I jump up to pride,
Yeah.
demanding, and scorn.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
By the way, both of you are wrong. Both parties. Like, trust me, I'm angry. I'm not in a right state to decipher what's going on because I'm coming from an angry place. You know, like,
I'm not angry. I'm very rational, very happy. I'm a very logically thinking person, and I don't. Sometimes I'm human. I can think. I can get angry, and but usually I calm down, and then I start thinking rationally. So yeah, there are some people that are angry, but don't they have a right to be? Don't they have a right to be with the way Trump's treating them after they fucking put their asses on the line for this dude? And then he comes out there and shits all over their face for wanting transparency when it comes to a sex trafficking ring that involves some of the most influential people in the world. And then you come out and call us bad for wanting transparency on that. People have a right to be angry right now.
Tico, where he's at and what we're talking about before.
Yeah.
How can we not do something? Like, how are we feeling? Where are we at? We're in what?
I'm calm. I'm passionate, and I like to be entertaining, so I like to bring energy to this show. So, like, before the show, if I'm tired, I try to do my best to pump myself up. I listen to some fucking Nirvana or something. I get myself pumped up because I want to bring energy. I want to bring enthusiasm. I don't want to be fucking like too lazy to try, and I can barely talk, and I'm just got nothing to say. But that's what people like because it's not triggering. It's not triggering. For me, I'm gonna trigger your fucking ass. Okay, deal with it, bitch.
In guilt, anger,
Kind of a little pride. Yeah, I'm
right?
when it comes to him, I'm very like, dude.
That's right.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Yeah.
Dude, maybe we have to
He's having joy.
willing and accept the fact that he's growing up.
Yeah.
And we have to go there. So for me, when I'm sitting here watching this is what I think about. You've been with me in different environments, right?
We gotta grow up.
Where do we go?
Guys, grow up. Stop wanting, transparency. Stop wanting, blackmail sex rings to be prosecuted and removed from our government. Grow up, guys. Grow up. You're like a child. You think that we're just going to get rid of sex rings and blackmail? What a fucking child you are, dude.
Is
that what he's saying?
Where
Am I hearing him
people
right?
stop us nonstop and we can't leave.
UFC.
Okay, so UFC. If we go to UFC fight, guess what it is? We can't even walk without being stopped, right? Okay. Give me the other sport. Like what's
baseball?
Baseball, Yankees, we go there.
Yankees for sure.
Give me where we go, nobody stops us.
Synagogue.
The fuck does this have to do with anything?
No, but
Sounds like he just wants to brag about how fucking popular their show is right now. Like, who cares, dude?
Where do we go that no one stops us?
What point is this?
Tom, where do we go that nobody stops us?
We were at F1.
We went to F1, 5 people stopped us. Okay? So
I was going to say New York, but New York was surprisingly, like, people knew.
No, Hamptons.
Hamptons,
No, Hamptons was. But the point is, if we go in different markets, if I'm in LA, I'm stopped by people that don't like what we talk about.
To have a conversation.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he witnessed this one time when we're leaving one of the presidential debates and we're at Yoshinoya.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
So what's the moral of the story? If we hang out at UFC fights all day, we think we're so popular. We're not. If we only go to Formula One races, we think we have a very small podcast. Damn, we're doing a shitty job. We're not. If we go to, a place where they hate us and what we stand.
Mako super chatted $1.99. Juche muffo smelling salts in the pre-stream process.
No, I don't do smelling salts. I do coffee. I do massive amounts of vitamin D and vitamin B. I get my vitamins in. And then I listened to one of my favorite Nirvana songs, Radio Friendly Unit Shifter, I think is the name of the song. I don't know what it is about that song. That song always gets me hyped. I listen to that for about 10 minutes before the show. And then if I really need to, I'll do breathing exercises. I'll do like to get my heart rate up and get my fucking energy back. And all that does seem to work. It does. There's a lot of techniques you can do.
Stand for. Like, let's just say you and I go and walk in the streets of, I don't know, Chaz.
Also, you guys are giving me like tongue twisters and shit. I do tongue twisters to make sure to get my fucking brain working right. So it's like Sally sold seashells down by the seashore. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Shit like that, just to get my fucking, my brain firing. A lot of techniques, man, you can use to be better. Because there are times where like an hour before the show, I'm fucking tired for some reason, And another thing I did is when I before the show, instead of eating like a big meal, I just had one pork chop. So that's great because now I'm not hungry, but I'm not crashing because it was just a pork chop. And pork chops aren't going to make you crash as if I had like some spaghetti or some shit like that. So a lot of techniques I'm learning. I'm getting good.
We go into Berkeley. Oh my God, that's not true. That's not the case. But if you go to a place in Florida, oh my God, we love you guys. That's also not the case. Mm-hmm. So
also,
if you...
Another thing I'm doing is I'm smoking a lot less weed throughout the day. Weed doesn't help because weed will make me tired, right? So if I do, I'll smoke just a tiny little bit early in the day. But then by the time the show's on, I got no weed in my system. And then, once the show's over, I get really high and enjoy the rest of my night. But yeah, I'm learning, man. I'm learning.
Spend most of your time of social media on X, I hate to say it to you, you're brainwashed. I'm just being straight up. If most of the time people are on X, you are absolutely brainwashed.
Yep.
If you're on Fox News, you're brainwashed. If you're only on CNN, you're brainwashed. If you're only on,
I don't like Kratom green juice. It's not worth the juice is not worth the squeeze with Kratom. I used some Kratom for a while, hate to admit it, but some of the shit I've gone through with the channel, with the 2023 was hard for me because it was like, I started off 2023 with a massively viral video that they fucking age restricted. And then everything I posted after that was just like very clear. There's something going on with my channel. So I went through a little struggle there. And I was like, let me try some Kratom so I can maybe improve my mood. Cause it's hard to work when you're depressed. So I was like, let me try some Kratom, improve my mood. And yeah, you do get mood improvement, but it's not worth it because you crash afterwards.
$2. Old MacDonald had farm.
E-I-E-I-O. Oh, where was the O, bro? You got me, Hunter. Shout out, Hunter. How you doing? Good, man. Hope you're doing good, brother. So yeah, whatever I was saying, we'll move on.
Certain podcasts.
Oh, yeah, I don't like Kratom because of the crash afterwards. So you get a little bit of euphoria, but then as soon as you eat a meal, for me, as soon as I eat a meal, then I'm like, the euphoria kind of goes away and you're just tired and groggy. I don't like that. That's why I like weed, because weed has less of a after effect. That's why I don't like alcohol. I don't like how you feel afterwards. Like, it's not worth the buzz,
You're brainwashed. If you only read
I'm not going to say Kratom doesn't do good things for a lot of people. If you have you want to manage pain and you want something, because I never got addicted to Kratom. I did it probably a month or two straight where I didn't go crazy, but I took it every day for a month or two. I quit, no problem. No withdrawals or anything. Some people do get addicted. I think the people that get addicted probably already had a heroin or fucking fentanyl addiction beforehand. But for people who do end up getting an addiction to pain pills, fentanyl can be amazing to get off of it.
Journal, you're brainwashed. If you only... You have to be able to kind of take that emotion that you're having and you're like, whoa, because 90% you're X, right? So who's on X? Who has... X is not all of America.
No.
X is 20% of America. That makes it seem like it's 100%.
Okay, so this is his whole point. If you're on X, you're getting a slanted view. It's like, dude, all of X, by the way, is mostly Trump supporters. Most of X. I know there's still people with Trump derangement syndrome, but a lot of those people took off when Elon took over. So to pretend like X is a skewed fucking landscape that you can't be trusted is bullshit. X will tell you a lot about popular opinion.
Percent of America. It's not. There are a lot of people that don't care about this topic. I do. I got 4 kids. I care about it. And I also care about the fact that if you tell me you're going to do something, do it. I'm that guy. So I'm literal. I'm going to hold you to it.
$5. Typical sweep it under the rug BTW red bars watching. Also, Aneurysm by Nirvana totally kicks.
Yeah, I love Nirvana, dude. Nirvana was always my shit as a kid. Red Bar's watching. Shout out Red Bar. How you doing, bro? Hope he's doing good. I am a Red Bar fan. I like Red Bar. I know his fans hate me. I got pissed off at his fans because they just started making shit up about me. I didn't really get mad at Red Bar because I know Red Bar's, it's easy. It's a lot easier to kind of let your fans write your show. So, your BBG group, a lot of people do this. This is like what I was talking about with Too Lazy to Try. Basically, Reddit is writing his videos. So Red Bar leans on his group that's in the BBG to kind of know what they want to hear and what to talk about. And they just started making shit up about me. Red Bar was like really complimentary about me. He played one of my videos. He loved it. I talked to him. Everybody was really cool. But then I don't know, maybe some of his fans, that little fucking loser Xavier, whoever it is, who, is probably, I don't know, got jealous or some shit, or they just want Red Bar to attack everybody. So they just started making shit up about me in the BBG. And then when I came in and addressed them, because I am in the BBG, I was like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You're just making shit up. You're just literally making shit up. You're creating fucking narratives out of thin air. You're like, oh, you're coping. You got so angry. It's like, no, I'm addressing your fucking lies, dude. But yeah, shout out to Red Bar.
Go through and tell me
what... And I'll say what I said then. You guys in the BBG are going to kill Red Bar, by the way. I happen to think a lot of the toxicity in the BBG group is probably not good for Red Bar's health. So you guys might want to try to stop being so fucking toxic, okay?
Well, you're going to, even if it's bad news, drop it. I want to process it. But things are directed. So
the BBG is the bring back group that Red Bar's fans hang out at. It's a Facebook group where like all of the Red Bar community hangs out at.
Biggest challenge.
And if you pay for his show, you can get into BBG if you're a member of his website.
As we're going through this, if you spend a lot of time on X, you naturally will start hating Israel more and more and more. Naturally, you're going to. Naturally. If you're on X, you're naturally going to have a certain level of animosity and skepticism towards everything being tied to Israel and Mossad. Naturally. If you're in Fox News and all you do is work around Fox News all day, you're naturally going to be pro-Israel because you're there and you hear what they're talking about, right? If you go to a Christian church that has got an Israel flag on the side, you're naturally, you understand? You're like, why did it have the Israel flag next to an American?
Right, Brett? Oh, I so badly want to mute you for saying that about Nirvana. It's all right. You're allowed to have your opinions, dude. But I grew up on Nirvana, and there's not much music that energizes me the way Nirvana does. And it's simple. I understand the music's simple, but it's a lot more complicated and high level than you realize. I love Nirvana. Yeah, I'm on X, Medjo. Just search Pink Trip, PINGTR1P.
Flag. Remember that one time I talked about it.
Yeah. I'm everywhere, basically. Just PINGTR1P. Just put it in the search. You'll find me.
Naturally going to have that. And you have to be able to control that. Oh my God. You have to okay, whoa, relax, pump the brakes. You're defending them. No, I actually don't trust Mossad, but I trust.
All right, guys, please stop talking shit about Nirvana. No, man, come on now. Come on, Nirvana's fucking great, dude. There's a reason why there's nobody else that ever will sound like Kurt Cobain. He's one of the most unique voices. And when it comes to rock, I don't know, man. I don't know. The 90s were mid. Oh, dude. Leica. Ooh, you guys are going to trigger me here. You're going to trigger me with this
Israel's
shit.
motive is Israel first. So do I believe Israel would find a way to get politicians in America to make policies that favors Israel? 100%. But do I think Ukraine would do that? 100%. Do I think Russia would? Yes. Do I think Muslims would come and infiltrate our country to be able to produce their own laws? Absolutely. Do I think America will go to other countries to impose capitalism on them? 100%. Do I believe if I go to a certain university, they're going to tell me that they're the greatest university in the world? 100%. Tico's at a campus right now. The only person that he's spoken to at the campus that supports Trump is one person.
Really?
Out of all, he's had so many debates.
Tico's his son, right?
Debates already. There's only one kid that likes Trump. Everybody else can't stand Trump at the campus he's at. I like it. I prepped him for it.
You like it? I sure hope Tico doesn't come out a woke fucking maniac. I hope you prepped him properly because a lot of kids don't come out of those situations. It takes a rare fucking kid to go through 4 years of college being an outsider that's shit on by everybody because you're the dangerous Trump supporter Nazi. Whew, good luck, Tico. Good luck.
He's getting into debates. This is good. So the hardest thing to do here and the best place to be, if you can be in the acceptance, reason, love, Acceptance, reason, love. So hard to be in that. But if you look at the God view of what it is on the left, look at what it is on the left side. Wise, meaningful, reason, understanding, abstraction, right?
Oh, guys, have the God view. The God view means that you just drop the whole questioning of the Epstein files. You let it go because that's what God would do. God would just be accepting. He'd be loving. He would never complain. And what the fuck is it? This is so dumb, dude. Right. He's always got to be this like CEO type character that's like got all the knowledge and everybody else needs to listen to him. That shit annoys me, dude.
Right? Look at anger, vengeful, antagonistic, hate, aggression. Look at fear, punitive, frightening, fear, anxiety, withdrawal. You kind of have to.
Everybody say hi to John Rocks, Toronto. John, subscribe. You just got here. Subscribe, fucker.
Kind of size yourself up to see where you're at.
Don't worry, John. I'm going to piss you off at some point and you'll leave. But no, maybe I won't. Maybe you'll stay.
And it's so hard.
Welcome to the show, John.
To get at the first level, which
John
is
Rocks.
courage.
We got a second John
Permitting, feasible, permitting, affirmation, empowerment. I see some of the guys on X, they're posting stuff. You know, I saw a video of Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes made a video and he said, you know, I've been called out. I can't say the N-word anymore because Patrick Bet-David, yes, Patrick Bet-David at Turning Point USA got up and he said the reason why he's not willing to have me on is because I say the N-word too much. And you know what, folks? I think it's come time that I have to make certain sacrifices. So moving.
Really? It's because you can't get on the PBD podcast, Nick? The PBD podcast is that important to you, Nick? By the way, I think you should drop the whole fucking identity politics bullshit and your message would resonate so much better. Josie Judson. Thank you for the
Josie
$5.
Judson super chatted $5. Mike Red Bar is cool and Red Bar is a comedy show, but there are definitely dorks/nerds/incels that are in the BBG that don't understand that.
Amen. Amen. I love the show. Red Bar's fucking one of the funniest podcasters out there. He's top of the line with the production level. He's fucking hilarious. But they take it too seriously. They take it, and then they're all trying to be that character in real life. And it's like some of the fans are great though, you know? It's just every fan base there's some people that are just cringe and take shit too far. Unfortunately.
Moving forward, I won't be using the N-word. I think in some kind of a way, he says he's right. I don't know when he said it. The guy just showed it to me yesterday. Brandon did, and I reacted to it. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I like the way he communicates. I think he's a phenomenal communicator. If he dropped some of the stuff, he would have more of an opening to present his argument and say what he stands for. Make sense? But to me, the more and more we go in this next...
Well, hell yeah, Dark Matter. Thank you, dude.
...direction, if you spend most of your time on X, I guarantee for every day...
Welcome to the team, Drew Boogie. Drew Boogie? Yep. Thank you, Green Juice, with the gifted membership. You rock, brother. Hope you're doing good, Greenie.
You spend more time on X, you hate Israel more. Every day you spend more time on X, you think everything's Mossad's fault. Every day you spend more time on, you're going to go to this. It's just the reality of it. And you have to find a way to be there and not allow it to 100% influence everything you believe in. And that is the hardest thing to do.
That sounds like a leftist viewpoint. Like, oh, X is this far-right echo chamber that turns regular, normal people into far-right Nazis. Like, okay, dude. There is a lot of bullshit on X, but damn. As an individual, you got to be smarter than to just, just fall for every fucking talking point there is on X. I don't know. That sounds like a leftist talking point, though.
It is the hardest thing to do. And still know that, yes, AIPAC does what it does.
Yeah. That'd be fucking hilarious, Doc, if Adam all of a sudden went, why don't you get to the point already, Pat? Adam starts talking 10 seconds into it. Get to the point already. Get to the point. And now fucking PBD goes on for 30 minutes in some useless fucking rant that just totally destroys the whole episode. The episode was great until PBD started fucking talking. Like, oh, okay, yes, sir, PBD, Mr. CEO. Teach us how it all is now.
Mossad does what it does. CIA does what it does. You know, by the way, you know what's one of my biggest concerns in America right now? Do you know Iran caught 700 Mossad agents in Iran? Was it 700 or 455? Can you type up? It was earlier this year, a few months ago. Iran caught Mossad agents. Is the number 455? How many people did they just catch? How many Mossad agents did they catch in?
They got that many in Iran. How many do you think they got in America? Oh, of course they would never do that. But they do spy on us, so who knows? Who knows?
Can you ask the same question on
ChatGPT?
ChatGPT if you could, Rob? Watch this, Vinny. So this prompted something that I'm very concerned about. But you have to kind of see where there's a challenge here. And guys, I really want to transition out of this story to other stories because we got different things to go to. So let's give this thing a couple more minutes and move on. Look at this. June of 2025, they arrested 700 people over a 12-day span accused of passing intelligence to Israel. So these are either Mossad operatives, CIA, because there's CIA officers, there's CIA agents, and then there's CIA helpers, operatives, right? Do you know Mossad's got a couple thousand agents and operatives in Iran?
Yeah, but look, I'm sure they do. But how much can you trust the Iran regime? They'll not just be like randomly hanging people who are like not for the regime. I don't know. I don't trust either of them, to be honest. Either side. When it comes to,
you know how many?
When it comes to the Iran war shit, it's just like the Palestine-Israel shit. It's like it's all propaganda from both sides, and you can't make heads or tails. But yeah. Anyways, move on.
We have not a lot. Why do we not have a lot of people in Iran? CIA. Actually, simplify why we don't have it.
It's harder for CIA to get in there than it is for Mossad
Why
agents
is
to
that?
get there.
To simplify it. Why is that?
Well, let's make some assumptions. What percentage of the Mossad agents do you think are Jewish versus want to see bring down the regime?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But
what percentage?
What do you mean? Meaning Mossad agents or assets?
60-40 is Iranians that want to see Iran fall. Okay, so they're recruiting Iranians, converting them to help them create assets to drop information to them, right?
Oh, wow. Did you just catch that fly? Are you Mossad?
No.
What just happened there?
Okay.
Holy.
Dude, and you put the fly right here?
I just killed him. What do you want me to put him?
He's still alive, PBD.
Okay, but give me a trash.
Time out. First of all,
they're just, the amount of ass kissing these guys do to PBD, it's off the fucking charts, dude. Like, oh my God, you caught a fly? Oh my God, you're like fucking the Karate Kid. You're like the next coming of fucking Bruce Lee.
You want some trash?
That was
Vinny. Give me your opinion for a second.
Yeah. By the way, just to clarify, there's Mossad agents and then there's Mossad assets. An agent works for them. An asset is somebody that they turn.
Think about the question I'm about to ask you. You ready?
God.
Actually simplify, Tom. You should be able to get this answer fairly quickly. And I know you're under the weather a little bit, but watch this here.
Is he now calling out Tom for not talking enough? He's like, Tom, we've been doing this episode. We're 30 minutes in now, and you haven't said a single fucking word, Tom. I know you're under the weather, but get your shit together. That's how I took that. I took that as a shot at Tom, because Tom's probably like, no, Tom probably is just done with this shit. He's like, fuck these guys. These guys are annoying.
Why is it that Mossad is capable of having more intelligence in Iran than American CIA?
Well, I think they live right there, and socio-ethnically,
proximity.
No, go ahead.
They live right there. They're in proximity.
They look like them. And we don't.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I was recruited many years ago to go be Delta and to go do things, because I spoke 5 languages. I have features there's a lot of things you can do with that, right? We can use you in many different ways, right? So
Billy Joe from Alabama is going to have a tough time in Tehran.
We don't have a lot of CIA.
Incorporated super chatted $5. Play PBD clip with John Kirioko.
Okay, well, this one's kind of already ran its course. Let's see what you're talking about here. Sounds familiar. Kiriakou? Did I play this already? I don't know why this sounds familiar. The shorts? Oh, this is the CIA guy, right? Which one, Green Juice? Which one do I play? Epstein killed himself? Okay, we'll go with this one.
In this situation with Epstein,
right,
what's going on? Who knows?
This will be the last clip, and then we'll wrap it up for the day, and we'll be back tomorrow night. Let's get through it. Let's see what this is. Unless there was a different one you wanted me to play, Green Juice. The first one? This little short? Okay.
Whoa, I never signed up for this. I think this is illegal. I quit.
People are saying that
in writing, in the cables.
And you're seeing people quitting.
Yeah.
How often did that happen? Okay.
We had a secretary who passed out while...
I don't like shorts. Let's go back to the one I was already going to play. That one seems the most interesting. All right. We'll do this
In
one.
this situation with Epstein and what's going on, who knows exactly what happened? The FBI or CIA?
Well, see, that's really the $64,000 question right there. One thing that didn't surprise me at all was the conclusion that he committed suicide. I've always said he committed suicide.
By the way, if you've seen the photos of Epstein on the stretcher after he already did the deed, and then they get like pictures of Epstein alive, and you compare them, the ears are totally different. It's a little weird. Go find that picture on Twitter. I'm sure you can find it on X, or you probably already seen it. It's a little weird how much his ears changed.
And I say that only because of my own experience in the prison system.
You don't think someone killed him?
No, I don't.
You think he committed suicide?
Yeah. And I'll tell you why.
Please.
Because the Federal Bureau of Prisons is the biggest repository of semi-literate boobs anywhere in government. If you have an IQ of 65 and you want to work in government, straight to the Bureau of Prisons with you, right? Every flunky who couldn't make it through the local police academy, or every loser who left the military and couldn't find a job because he lives in some rural area and there are no jobs unless you want to be a farmer and live in a double wide, they go to the Bureau of Prisons. The guards, so many of the guards were so stupid where I was that they couldn't even read. So they couldn't do mail call because they couldn't read the envelopes. And so prisoners had to do the mail call for them. The only qualifications to be a prison guard are you have to have a GED or be working on a GED and no felony conviction.
60 IQ is fucking crazy, dude. 60 IQ, 60. This is what this guy just said. If you got a 65 IQ and you want to work for the government, you can work in the prisons. I mean, 65 IQ, guys. We're not talking about just being slow. We're talking about, I don't want to say the words, but you understand what I'm saying. 65 IQ to work at the prisons. Like, I'm surprised, like, every day there's not a breakout. Like, fucking everybody just leaves. Someone leaves the door open on accident and the prisoners just all fucking walk out. It's crazy.
That's it. That's all.
Is he making this up, El Jefe? It's kind of sounds unbelievable to be having to be okay with somebody with a 60 IQ working in the prisons.
And you're in.
I understand you don't need to be a fucking genius to work in the prisons, but I would say like maybe at least 100 IQ.
So, number one, they're all morons. Number two, the cameras never work. Never. I wrote a blog. I used to smuggle out this blog, and my attorney would publish it, and it became my second book.
Is it the cameras never work, or is it that they just tell us the cameras never work when it's convenient? Because who's that guy that used to be in the mob who's like huge now on podcasts? He's like every podcast. I think it's John something is his name. And he used to be in the mob, and now he's like in every podcast. He said there's no way the cameras weren't working. There's no way these prisons didn't have the cameras working. I believe that too. I believe all the cameras were working. They're not going to give us that footage, and they're going to tell us it wasn't as the excuse for not giving us the footage.
Doing time like a spy. But I wrote this blog about how I was working as a janitor in the chapel. And
this is when you're doing your 23 months.
When I was doing my 23 months, I was a janitor. I offered to teach a class because
Michael Franchese. I don't know why I thought his name was John. Yeah, I told you guys, I'm terrible with names.
Did my PhD coursework in international affairs, and they told me if they wanted me to teach an effing class, they would ask me to teach an effing class.
Not John McCarter, guys. Sorry. No, Michael Franchese. I mean, John might have been in the mob, but I doubt it. John's a sweet boy. He would never do anything like that.
Class. Now pick up the sweeper, or the broom, and, sweep the floors. So that's what I did. I said, fine, for 16 cents an hour. So anyway, every time I'd go to the chapel, in a period where there wasn't some sort of religious service scheduled, the guys are having sex in there, and I'd have to chase them out. And the reason they had sex in there all the time is because the cameras never worked. And everybody knew where the cameras didn't work. They didn't work in the stairwell that led down to the mailroom, for example. They didn't work in the hallway that led to the
Look, the camera's not working. It's not the prison staff. Like usually, if you have like a system, like a security system that had cameras and all that shit, you have like a fucking outside company that you pay for to like install all of that and then fucking work on it. So if a camera goes out and it's not just a simple fix as like turning it back on or plugging it in, they're gonna call their fucking tech team and they're gonna come in and fix it. So I don't know, man. Maybe this guy's right. Maybe the cameras are always off, but I don't believe it. I believe the cameras are on and they just tell us they're off whenever there's anything on the cameras that, you know, they don't want us to see. Like, you know, prison guards fucking the prisoners, doing little shady shit behind the scenes, doing deals with I mean, of course the cameras are not going to work all of a sudden.
To the laundry. And so people are constantly having sex in there. So when they say, oh my God, the cameras weren't working, it's a conspiracy. No, the cameras weren't working because they never work. And then they said, oh, the guards were asleep. Yeah, because the guards are always asleep, right? They're supposed to work 8 hours, no more than 8 hours. These guys were doing
This is so hard to believe.
It's awful. It's
no.
awful.
This is naive to believe that. For me, my opinion, you got a guy, this heavyweight of a guy that's got access to this information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you're gonna allow something like that to happen. There's a lot of guys that have.
But you're gonna trust. You're gonna trust in your people that they realize he's a high-profile prisoner. He's a suicide risk.
This makes me also. What this makes me also think about is the following. So, what did you say? You call them stupid people, right?
Yeah.
People who work there. Okay, but what did you call the other guy that was able to put a chip on the?
Josie Judson super chatted $5. He's only talking about what he's seen in Oz.
Oz fucked me. I was too young when I watched Oz, dude. That show fucked me up, bro. It set me straight for life, though. You know, I'd never want to go to prison after watching that show. I would never live a life of crime. I would never be the guy that gets drunk and has an accident and somebody dies and now you're getting fucked in the ass in prison. If you haven't seen Oz, go back. There's so many old HBO shows that are fucking wonderful. Oz, Deadwood, fucking obviously The Sopranos. Oh, dude, they don't make television. I heard that like all the streaming shit, like the top streamed shows are all the older shows that are still gems and are still way better than all the new shit. It makes sense, man. It makes sense. Like the shit they're making now is just all garbage, dude. So people, of course, are going to go back to the classics, The Sopranos, the Deadwoods, the fucking Breaking Bads and shit, you know?
Printer to get all the intel, right? If you're able to con a prime minister to get all the facts and stuff that's coming in, how much easier is it if I'm dealing with stupid man to go and kill a guy that I want to kill? It's the easiest person to kill. I mean, cameras don't work. The prisoners are lazy. Guys, this is like easy job where a brand new elementary guy can go and take him out.
Yes, but then the FBI et al. Are going to investigate that, and they're going to look at everybody's financial records. Has anybody made a big deposit, bought a boat, moved into a bigger house, you know? And there's no indication that anybody profited in any way.
Not yet. We don't know yet because it's not... and even if there's many ways of doing it with... if a person...
I don't know if this guy's... Sounds like he's covering for something. Because instead of being like... Yeah, of course they're hiding the footage. They don't want us to see the footage. It's like, oh no, actually, they are so dumb. And every prison has no cameras working. Like if you work at a prison, you want the cameras working because it's security. You want to be able to keep an eye on the prisoners. You want to know what's going on before you go into a floor. You want to know if there's a fight. You don't want to have to be there. So it's just the idea that, oh, it's okay. All the cameras never work. And it's like, I don't know, man. I think that they worked. I think just like the camera footage we got, all the cameras were on just like that camera was. But they just happened to only give us the one camera that saw nothing. Very convenient. Very convenient. I don't buy it.
Person wants to take them out. They're not going to have a hard time taking them out. But go back to this here. So you said Israel.
Yeah.
So do you think, you don't think anybody from the administration is being implicated, that they're on that list? I don't think so either. I'm not there. But who actually knows what happened? That's what I want to know. You know, because in the CIA, you said something. I talked to Woolsey. Woolsey was like, I never talked to President Clinton.
I got to go watch True Detective. That's one I never watched.
Super chatted $1.99. First season of True Detective is the best.
Yeah, I got to go watch that. I know a lot of people loved it, but I never watched that one. Skillworks RC said Elon already told us, guys. Yeah, that's the fear, is that Elon saw something, and that's why he said, you know why you're not getting the Epstein files? Because Trump's in them. Elon might know something, man. He kind of predicted all of this fucking fallout. So it's, I hope not, man. I hope not. I hope Trump has nothing to do with this. But at this point, you have to question it. You have to wonder if he did. So anyway, thank you for the $1.99, guy. You rock. You guys, thank you for all the support. You guys, thank you so much. Let's get back to this.
He was, you know, he's like, I was there for 2 visits or 2 this, and nothing ever happened.
Literally.
Like now you're saying Gore was the one that would talk 5-6 days a week in the briefing.
Mindhunter, the first season's good. I had to stop on the second season. Mindhunter did that thing that Netflix does all the time. They give you one good like season where it's all about the writing, it's all about the story, and then second season it's like everything's gay. Everything's gay now, guys. Everything's gay.
Granola Grin celebrates 1 month of membership.
Shout out,
Musical
Granola.
notes emoji. Epstein list might be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Musical notes emoji.
Thank you, Granola Grin, man. Appreciate you being a member for 1 month.
But who are the people that actually know the client list?
Yeah.
That actually have seen the videos, that actually have access to those, who have actually seen it? How many people you think know exactly what happened? How big's that number?
I think it's actually more than most people realize, because you figure Ghislaine Maxwell 100%.
Sure.
But you figure Virginia Giuffre told us, and actually 5 other...
I'm not the only person that has a hard time saying her last name. I've seen the other, like yesterday I saw somebody, multiple people saying her name differently every time. Guffrey, Jeffrey. It's like, fuck. It's Guffrey, right? Or no, it's Jeffrey. Who the fuck knows, dude?
Young women in their...
I'm just going to call her Virginia Roberts from now on.
Statements.
I can pronounce
in
that.
Their lawsuit told us that there were rooms with banks of monitors, right? And they were monitoring every room and every bathroom. So if there were clients, and I believe there were, and they were having sex with minors, and I believe they were, every single person who was hired to monitor those screens would have known. I believe that there was a list, a client list. There had to have been. We know that there was a black book. It sold at Sotheby's, for heaven's sake. So where is it? Was it destroyed? And even if it was destroyed, why didn't Ghislaine Maxwell try to use it to save herself?
Yeah, so now out of all these people that have access to it, say somebody is, did you say it's sold at Sotheby's?
Sotheby's or Christie's?
Actually, they both declined to handle it.
Oh.
In a 2020 Maryland auction house was attempted to sell one of Epstein's, the little black book, but it failed to meet the reserve, but it did not sell. The book had been offered privately earlier with bids exceeding $100,000. If that book is still out there, I'd buy it myself for that number.
Right here.
Is that it? Where's
Yes,
that
sir.
at, Rob?
Alexander Historical Office.
That's what it was, on Maryland's Eastern Shore.
Can you send me that link, Rob?
Yep.
Yeah. Is that the original book?
The original book. And you know what? I actually bought something from them. There was something that passed, and I emailed them after the auction, and I said, hey, I'd really like to have it, and they gave it to me for the minimum
Send that to
reserve.
me, Rob. Just text it to me if you could. Gotcha. So, okay, so going back to it, but how many people, so the number has to be in the thousands. Fair to say it's in the thousands? Because all the clients, all the employees, all the people that set up the cameras, all the girls that were involved, how many people they told?
Yeah.
But then
Or
there's
hundreds at least.
Okay, but then there's the people that were friends with Virginia who they told. So you're second hand,
right.
But
Yes.
she knows because she
Yes.
had the experience
She
with
experienced
Andrew
it.
and whoever it is, whatever the individuals were. So how many people have seen, have files, have information, have communication where 100% they know? Not, I have faith in Virginia telling me the truth. I have, like, how many Virginias are there?
Right.
How many of those? Is that 50?
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that don't think Virginia Guffrey's credible because of she took back what she said about Alan Dershowitz. So now they're like, oh, everything she says is questioned now. It's like, well, really, should it be? Because she said that, you know, she was trafficked to Prince Andrew, and there's photos of her with Prince Andrew. So obviously, Guffrey, I don't think she was lying about everything. I don't think she was lying about anything, to be honest. I think there's a possibility she might have been mistaken or misled, because the idea is that she was misled to add Dershowitz's name to it because it would actually make it more high profile and she'd get more money or whatever. That's the cope. But maybe she just, you know, had a hard time remembering. And I bet you they had her hopped up on all kinds of fucking drugs too while they were doing this to her. So that would make your memory kind of fuzzy. But I believe her 100%.
It's gotta be, right?
Okay.
50?
Yeah, she's the woman who's dead now, Alex Dunn. Very convenient, right? How they all just keep dying, right?
So out of the 50, if I'm somebody that wants to get that intel, okay, if I'm somebody that wants to get that intel, and I want to get the next John, who is a FBI agent, CIA, who is conflicted, you were conflicted with waterboarding, and that person's conflicted with the fact that they have access to this information where a bunch of minors, but
right. Where's the whistleblower?
How do you get that person that has access to that information to be coming out to public? How do you get access to that person?
Yeah, that's a really good question. You know, in the CIA, 10 years ago, I would have said WikiLeaks. They can protect your identity. They're the only ones who will protect your identity. Go to WikiLeaks. Today, I mean, for all intents and purposes, WikiLeaks doesn't really exist anymore. But you need somebody with a strong moral compass who's willing to take a serious risk because, again, you're going to be prosecuted. You know, maybe even under that Espionage Act. The judge in my case, Judge Leonie Brinkema, set two precedents in espionage-related cases. First of all, she ruled that
Magister Templey, it's a little, people kind of, from what I've read with Virginia Guffrey, people say she was hit by a bus. Everything I've been able to find out is that she wasn't like walking down the street and got hit by a bus. She was a passenger in a car that got rear-ended by a bus. It's a lot of fishy shit too. And her car was rear-ended by a bus, and apparently it just barely clipped it and just did damage to the tail light. But a lot of that is like, trust me, bro, because it was not reported when it happened. The bus driver didn't stop. The bus driver kept going because he had kids in his bus, and he felt like it was a sketchy situation, so he didn't want to stop with the kids and put the kids at danger. And then the next day, he reports it to the authorities. So no police ever showed up to confirm. They just took his word for it. Somehow he was driving 48. To me, that's the part that's kind of hard to wrap my head around. How a fucking school bus, a gigantic school bus, could hit a tiny little car at 48 miles an hour and just barely do a little damage to the tail light. It's possible, but it's kind of hard to believe. But, you know, so yeah, and then she apparently went home after she had that accident. And then like 3 or 4 days later, she started not feeling well. And then she went to the hospital. That's where she took the picture of herself in the hospital bed, covered in bruises. And then she said, I have 4 days to live and blah, 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 blah. Again, it's a little tricky to follow because that photo she took where she was covered in bruises, that was not meant to go public. That was meant for like her private group of friends. But she accidentally posted public so everybody could see it. And the 4 days to live thing, according to her family, she would have had 4 days to live because her kidneys were going out. She was going into kidney failure. She would have had 4 days to live if she had not gone to the hospital for them to take care, put her on dialysis or whatever they did. And the question is, was the kidney failure from the bus or did she just happen to have kidney failure? And then the other question is, why was she covered in fucking bruises? Like somebody just like she just got done boxing Mike Tyson. Well, in her diary, she made claims that her husband was physically abusing her. So other people are saying, well, those bruises must have been from her husband. The other weird part is the courts in Australia gave temporary custody to the husband and put a restraining order on Virginia from even visiting her kids. But yet it looks like she was the one being abused. So much doesn't add up with this story. It's fucking wild.
She would not respect the other district courts precedents.
And now she's dead, exactly like City Bench.
There had to be harm to the national security for an Espionage Act prosecution. Secondly,
Yeah, no, I forgot the kilometers, but I did the math. It was 48 miles an hour once you put it into fucking miles per hour.
She ruled that a person can accidentally commit espionage without the intent to commit espionage.
Yeah, and that's another thing, Magistrate Templey. She was having, like, her brother said that the mental pain she was in was so much worse than the physical pain. So I think she was on some sort of, I don't know if they've confirmed this, but I heard that she died from an overdose. And there's question too as whether the overdose was actually a suicide or just an accidental overdose. I mean, I don't know. We're probably never going to get answers on this shit.
Without any criminal intent.
But it's very suspicious when another fucking person connected to this case just happens to just off themselves. Very convenient. Very convenient.
And she defined espionage very simply as providing national defense information to any person not entitled to receive it. People could argue that the Epstein files are national defense information, especially if they have something to do with a foreign country or with a foreign leader. And we know that Prince...
Josie Judson, thank you, Josie. I'm glad there's somebody in here who is not hating on Nirvana. I think the penultimate, why did I say penultimate? That just means the second to last. The ultimate fucking Nirvana album, to me, that is a work of art and shows us what we lost with Kurt Cobain when he died, is the Unplugged album. I love that fucking Unplugged album. It's a masterpiece, dude.
Andrew was implicated. So somebody would have to seriously...
By the way, they're all masterpieces, every album. But the Unplugged album, is just something special about it.
They take a risk by releasing that information. Hi, everybody. I'm John...
Okay, boys. John Kiriakou. What a fucking dumbass. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Been fun, boys. It's been a great Sunday night. Been a 3-hour show. Kicking it, going long on this one. But you guys hung out here and we had a blast. And we'll be back tomorrow. For those of you who are new to the show, my normal schedule, which might change a little bit on occasion. I might sometimes, schedule-wise, I might come a little earlier or a little later. But on average, I'll be on Sunday through Friday at 9 p.m. Central Time. So yeah, look for me tomorrow night. I'll see you guys 9 p.m. tomorrow, and we'll have another great show for you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody for the support, the super chats, the guys that became members. You guys all rock. Much love, everybody. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you on the next episode of The Pink Trip Show. Take care, everybody.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.